This is the most mature audiences only shit you've ever heard. Period. From Boston. Broadcasting all over the world. Send the soy boys home. 'Cause we ain't gonna sugarcoat shit.
Drop down, I'm gonna give it to you.
This is the Joe Cronin Show. Now, here's Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin.
Yeah! I want a piece of Vickie Guerrero. You want a piece of Vickie Guerrero. We all want a piece of Vickie Guerrero tonight on Outta Nowhere. Woo! Woo, daddy! Woo! That's how you do it, Charlotte. You big-breasted bitch. Oh my God, Charlotte, I love you. Oh my God, Charlotte, give it to me. Wardlow. Oh, Wardlow, my God. We're out of control. Jake, DeMarco, we're out of control in the show already. Oh my God, good God. Oh, pretend to bob to the music like you. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's do this. We're under control, Jake.
Well, it's time for Outta Nowhere. We're gonna take some calls and talk some news. We're also gonna talk about Roman Reigns, Adtr, JD,
Jake DeMarco,
and Joe Cronin are gonna blow your fucking mind right here on Outta Nowhere.
What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? What if they killed us?
Good God, it's Shell!
They ate our children.
It's a record! It's a record! How
What if the
fastest
turkeys
donation
ate
ever!
us?
On Outta Nowhere!
What if they filleted us? If
Oh
the
my God,
turkeys
Shell!
ate us, if they had to hate us, but Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat our butts. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us?
What if they ate our nuts? What if they goddamn ate
a motherfucking bus.
What if they ain't a fucking nuts? That's how you start the show, bitches.
Turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes. Instead the turkeys ate us.
Where the fuck is everybody tonight?
Hey Joe and Jake. What a busy week. NXT was boring this week. AEW was good, loved the cage match.
Yeah, I agree. AEW won the week, and the cage match was fire. The cage match was one of the best cage matches, man. Like, one of the best in a while, because I hate cage matches. It's really hard to get me to like shit. A cage match, like, you're up against it already with me. So, the fact that they were able to have a good cage match is pretty fucking hats off to them. Thank you, Shell. To start the show off like that makes me wet down where I have testosterone, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, let me get Jake unmuted here so we can hear Jake. That'd be nice. If we could hear fucking Jake, that'd be great. Thank you. Shell, thanks for the $29 turkey donation. Shell's going to start it off right tonight. I don't know if the fucking alert isn't going out or what the fuck is going on. It feels like whenever I put this show up early, it's like way worse. Like people don't get the alert or something. It's fucking bizarre. Because normally when we start this show, almost every single time we start this show with like 500 people right off the bat. But not right now. Right now, we're sitting here with fucking 300. So something's fucked up with the alerts or whatever the fuck is. But I'm glad to be starting it. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't get alerts from this channel usually. And I've unsubscribed, rang the bell, strangled YouTube, you name it. So it's one of those things. They don't want to play ball. We're going to have to go to YouTube headquarters and beg them. Got to blow somebody there. Bring the blow job train and show them the power of bro jobs. That's what's up.
I will give you a blowjob. I didn't mean to say that to you. Leo had a jacket on and was leaving.
Well, hey, bring the bro job train to them, and maybe then
careful,
YouTube
Leo.
will play ball.
Yeah, I don't want you to die. Then it's my fault. Well, she wanted me to go get her cigarettes and all this stuff, and I'm like, why? I don't want to do that. And so now if she goes out and gets in a car wreck for the rest of my life, I'm going to want to die. You know, these are the things I think about, by the way.
Or she just doesn't come back.
Oh,
usually it's the father that goes out for a pack of smokes and doesn't return. But
well, yeah, exactly.
maybe she's just like, fuck it. I've had enough.
No, she didn't. I don't know, man. I don't know. She's getting milk, too. But, I mean, I could have got milk tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus. Milk and cigarettes? You're really fucked.
Yeah, milk and cigarettes.
She's not going to be back for weeks.
She's going to pour milk and cigarettes all over me and then just rape me. She's going to rape me with milk and cigarettes.
We'll see.
Dude, where the fuck is everybody?
Somebody at 7-Eleven.
I don't even want to start this show yet. I mean, where the fuck is everybody? 3:37? What the fuck? I'm telling you, Jake, it could be a combination of that and people being like, yeah, Joe will start at 11:30, so I'll be there at 11:30. That could be the other reason, to be honest. People might be like, whoa, he started on sort of time?
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, they might have been like, oh, it's 11. It's okay, it's set for 11, so we'll see at 11:30.
That's why I always ask, because even with a posted video, you never know what tentative plans are. So,
well, I plan to start at 11, man. If everybody calls up, which you did, I'm good to go. Although tonight, Skype had some kind of fucking problem or something, but when doesn't it, I guess. No notification. See, look, there's Mike Hamilton. No notification. I'm telling you, man, it's got something to do with fucking marking this video 2 hours ago. I'm telling you.
If you schedule it, it seems they said they were getting rid of scheduled videos for streams eventually soon anyways, where you're just gonna be able to premiere videos live. I guess with YouTube they want to change it where there's no more scheduled live streams. It'll just be you go live.
Well, I think they piss people off sometimes, like, because what happens, all they need to do is do this. Get rid of the alert for it. That's all they need to do. Like, get rid of the alert for the schedule, but then keep...
Yeah, when it actually goes live, then notify people.
On your channel, have a scheduled video. That's fine. Like, that way you can see them, and you can be like, hey, I got some scheduled videos down below. Check them out. But, like, the alert that happens is enraging. Because, like, you want somebody, like, you're, like, waiting for somebody's review of something or whatever the fuck you're into watching on YouTube, and it's like, here it is, like, and it pops up and you're like, fuck yeah, here we go. I was bored. I had nothing to do. I need a podcast to listen to. I love this fucking guy. Love him so much. I want to fuck him in his asshole, actually. And so then you click on the video and you're like, let's go, bitches. Here we go. And then, God damn it, it says live in 17 hours. And you go, fuck! Fuck! Like, dude, it's enraging. Live in 15 hours? Fuck off. Like, you get really pissed off, and then you forget about it anyway, and then the guy goes live, and you miss the whole thing, and then you just you never saw it anyhow. So instead, you get excited, then completely disappointed. So fuck scheduling videos. I agree. But yep. Nope. Nobody got an alert, except for the patrons. I have fucking so many people right now messaging me on my phone. Hey, Joe, got the alert on Patreon only. The alert on Patreon. See? So anybody out there Number one, become a patron because I need to fucking eat. Number two, become a patron because there's 30 hours of content not on YouTube, on Patreon. Don't fucking miss it. There's almost 400 patrons again for a reason, because the Patreon family is fucking fire. So get over to Patreon, god damn it. And number three, when you're a patron of at least $1, not only do you get corrupted and a couple other things, but you also get the alerts when I go live and shit that you don't get on YouTube because YouTube sucks ass. So there's the reason why to become a patron for at least $1, if anything. I mean, you might be out there like, I don't have any fucking money, Joe. Fuck off. $1 a month? You don't have $1 a month? Fuck that. You have $1 a month if you want to get the alerts because YouTube sucks dick. But if you want to roll the dice, roll the dice. But the other thing, too, is I'm scheduled for the most part. You guys don't even need to be a patron. You fucking Monday Night Raw review, Tuesday night fucking Throwdown, if it even happens ever. Wednesday night fucking goddamn AEW review. You know what times these are. Out of Nowheres on Thursdays. Fridays, monetize this on the other channel. Saturdays is Corrupted on Patreon and all the other stuff that's all over Patreon. So, I mean, I have a schedule. The things that people seem to miss are my midday streams. When I go live at 1 or 11 or whatever the fuck, 3, I upload videos. People miss those, and then they hit me up on Twitter, and they go, Joe, did you hear about this? And I'm like, I made a video about it 5 days ago, you cunt. And they go, oh, I didn't see it. Oh, what the fuck? Like, so what are you going to do? I don't goddamn know. But take that $1, man, and stuff it up my ass and become a patron. If we get to 420 patrons tonight or anytime, I'm going to do a live 10-hour stream. And I'm going to get so high, I'm going to tickle my own pickle live on the stream. Jake, I'm going to smoke weed like a motherfucker.
You going to toke it up, baby?
Yeah, because we've hit 400 patrons. I did a 15-hour stream for 400 patrons.
So for 420, you got to blaze it.
I'm going to blaze it for 10 hours.
You got to go nuts.
I mean, shit...
I mean, you were pretty roasted for the NXT TakeOver.
Which one?
That was just edibles.
Oh, with Troy? Yeah, the edibles, dude. Fuck those. Like, they fucked me up. Well, I was really tired, too, so it could have been a combo, but, yeah, I got this shit right here. I don't even know what this shit does. It smells good, though. Smell that, guys. Smell this? Okay, smell that. It smells like weed. Oh, my God. Oh, you didn't do it. Oh. It's illegal in the state. It's so legal, man. It's so great that it's legal that I can drive 9 minutes down the street, just see this just fucking unbelievable amount of just weed everywhere, and they're, like, serving shit to you and like D-tap or whatever the fuck they call it.
Dips. And meanwhile, there's thousands of people incarcerated for having that same amount, you know?
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. And 80% of them are black, not to be a virgin.
You know, serving all this time because they have sometimes just such a minuscule amount of marijuana.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous, man. Fuck that. And in Massachusetts, how about the ones that might be in Mass? Like, how fucked up is that? I can just walk into a store and just buy shit and like, hey, what's up? Buying some weed. How you doing? Yep. This is cool. And there's like 50 people there. There's like old people and couples. And it's funny being in there because every minute a noob comes in, you know, and they're like, oh, and they look around like they're about to be arrested or something like that. Like,
yeah, because you're just,
like, what is
there's
this?
That stigma and you're so just, you know, essentially used to the fact that you're doing something wrong.
Especially the boomers, man. The boomers are like, I was told that evil black people did this. Like, I shouldn't be here.
The boomers, they're the ones that are all fucked up. Although they were the hippy-dippy motherfuckers who said, free, peace, and love, but let's lock you up now.
Yeah, the shit they smoked in the 70s, that dirty ditch weed, you know, and they take one toke off of this shit and fall over sideways.
Dude, I'll smoke your asshole, Jake.
Hey, you want to now. Shower.
We haven't even said one damn thing about wrestling yet, and this is already amazingly entertaining. Everybody in the chat, I mean, seriously, we just hit 420 viewers a minute ago, so we're ready to smoke up, dude. We got Nate from VA. We got the Dot Speaks in the house. We got Denise is always here. We got the fucking whole fucking effing shows, Kevin Scampoli in the goddamn chat. And he's got fucking weed delivery. Now, we don't have that yet, which is weird because everything
There's a lot of people
here...
that you know, are big into that.
Why don't we have weed
somebody
delivery?
show up at the house and they're like, what did you want and how much?
Remember Jesse told me about that. Oh, he's out there in Yucca Valley in California, and Jesse said that they got fucking weed deliveries out there. Steve Kalan's in the fucking chat. Muhammad Abdel's in the chat. He's a cocksucker. I love him. Kevin Carter's in the chat. He's a member. I'm just shouting all of the members right now. I think Tennis Racket Jones is fucking here. Drew Bar 100 is here. Goddamn Shell is the champ. Moss Blaze 6535. Steve Kalan. I think I got almost there, but I might have missed a couple. Suck It Trudeau is here. Fucking Suck It Trudeau, you blackface fucking virtue signaling prime minister piece of dog piss. Trudeau. Kevin Carter's here. God damn it. And look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, no.
Tommy.
See, he's bullshit. This is Tommy.
Yeah, he was saying that wasn't him on the thumbnail. Yeah. That's bullshit.
What
that
a
is
fucking
Tommy.
By the way,
it's the same outfit and everything.
He's a fucking liar. And somebody told me he was talking shit about me tonight behind my back. And
when I Google Tommy NC with makeup, that's what comes up.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like he fucking tried to lie about this.
Saying, "Oh, that's not me."
What a bullshitter!
He's just trying to hide the fact that he did a shitty makeup job.
I am gonna get so high later on tonight. I will tell you what. Leah's going out to get cigarettes because she wanted wine, but she can't have wine because she only has 3 cigarettes left, and she has to have cigarettes to have wine. And she's like, I want to have fun tonight. But the last time she did this, I thought there was sex was coming. And then the sex didn't happen. So then I got pissed off. And then the time before that was Valentine's Day. But nothing happened that night either. It was weird. And
kicked a hole in the drywall and filled it up.
And then I got pity banged. Jake, I got pity banged. And me and Justin Bailey talked about how awful that is. And so I'm so miserably depressed right now. Like
it's quick and it's not.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It's not the good kind of sloppy. It's
I feel like I'm raping someone or like it's
there's
terrible.
just no will in it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really going to take a lot.
Guys are dead.
So I'm like, wine.
Not that I knocked you out unconscious after chasing you, kind of dead. No, the bad kind of dead.
You never do this to me. You never do this to me. You just open it up and say, "Come on in."
Yeah, you're supposed to be welcoming.
And we are going to talk about wrestling in a minute, but
lay out the fuzzy carpet and
the fuzzy carpet. What the fuck? The fuzzy carp. Oh man. So we got all the $25 patrons on Patreon right here. Got to give them their due, their shout out, because without them, I mean, we couldn't have $151 patrons and me survive on YouTube. That wouldn't happen. So shout out to the people that are going $25 and above. I believe everybody made the list here. I don't think I left anybody out. Hopefully I got everybody here. If I left anybody out, please email me and be like, what the fuck, Joe? Are you serious? And let me fix this. But ADTR, Arknolia Strokelbean, Awonddy Big M, Brian Harper, CJ Bradley, ColdBrewKrew, DanH&Cora, Daniel Cato, Drew Bar 100, Duane Crenshaw, Frog Kid, Gary Metzler, Gerald Armstrong, the Renegade, Joe Compton, Joseph, and John Zippay, Joseph Lightsey, Junebug, Kalel Bama, StarsScream, Matt Rossmeier, Mike Torian, NickY J, Shell Bryan, Shy God, Sith Neegan, SoCom Kastle, Talk to Me Nice, The Bear 1322, Z the Reaper, and Tony Diesel going up to the 150 spot. He's a crazy bastard. Jake, Samoa Joe is injured again. What the fuck?
Yeah, now while filming commercial for WWE, this poor guy just injury prone and a half, and I feel bad for him, but it's just nonstop. I mean, first with his thumb being broken, and then they put him on commentary, then they took him out of the tag team match, mid-January, and after that, we had heard several things being reported, like, oh, maybe it is a wellness violation, maybe he's injured again, maybe he's not going to return from that initial injury with the tag match. Then suddenly he reappears, and then he's not on Raw this past week, and then we hear that, oh, wait, he is injured. He has a severe concussion from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, now he's Samoa Slow.
Yeah, he went ahead and while filming the WWE commercial, he went through a table spot, and it was a bad table break, and he hit his head very hard and has a severe concussion. And one of the other things that
that director's fired.
Yeah, no kidding. But one of the things I had sent to me earlier, it's not a definitive guarantee, but we heard it and discussed a little bit of this the previous week as well, is that they're trying to suss out and stop as many leaks as possible. WWE has reported, beforehand, or at least they talked to talent saying, stop talking to the dirt sheets, and that it was in vain in lieu of what Matt Riddle did, challenging Brock Lesnar. And they also said, we don't want you from NXT challenging main roster talent unless it's been cleared. But after that story came to light, they had their big meeting saying, don't talk to the, reporters, don't talk to the dirt sheets, try and keep your lips sealed, be like Johnny Tight Lips. You ain't saying nothing. Unfortunately, I think they are trying to suss out and weed through some of the spoiler-filled people that are in the industry, because they've been sending out bad reports. And I believe it because, a few of the accounts that ran with him being, guilty of violating the wellness policy, that wasn't the case. But really the issue is he's just injured from a commercial.
And then karma happened.
Yeah, I think he was just injured from the commercial, and they wanted to see, who would run that other story.
Wait, so you think the commercial thing happened before that story?
I think it's been a little bit of a while because they didn't have him on Raw this past week.
But didn't he come out last week, the week before? And that was,
he was
after
there the week
commercial.
before.
But that was after the commercial.
Yeah. And
so
then
it didn't
the commercial
happen.
was filmed in between then. So.
Oh, well then.
I'm just saying, I think that, since then they've given out several fake reports.
But those news stories came out before that even. So then
yeah. I'm just saying it seems like that was, their intention, and now karma just bit him in the ass.
The karma is hilarious. I mean, not really, because he's hurt.
I feel bad. I don't want him to be anywhere, but talk about a, bad bit of timing.
Hey, man, Samoa Slow.
Yeah,
that's what you get for breaking TJ's neck.
That RVD's admitting to having hundreds of concussions. He said Balls Mahoney would hit me with a chair, then crack. It would be like everything's in slow motion. The sound would go out. Everything would spin. I'd have double vision. I couldn't shake it off, and I just kept thinking, it'll be gone tomorrow, so I'm not going to let anybody know. The show has to go on. And while on, Steve Austin's podcast, he just, kept explaining that when severely concussed, he's so used to the motions that he can do 90% of the moves he used to be able to earlier in his career as well. But it's just, he's one of the luckier ones if he was able to continually compete with all these terrible concussions. But that's a rough go of it. And a lot of, that's why they have so many different protocols now, and they're pulling people out of matches willingly and, trying to make sure wrestlers are healing properly, because there's so many issues that come later on down the line from CTE and onwards.
Right.
But to hear that you've had hundreds of concussions,
yeah,
they're trying to break that old school mentality. They don't want people to get hurt and then the show must go on.
Did he really have hundreds of concussions, or is he just high as shit? I mean, the guy's sparking it up.
No, he
probably
believe
did,
it, because with all the hardcore matches, all the chair shots,
all the unprotected.
I'm sure there's certainly a good possibility. I mean, how many of those were severe?
Yeah.
Probably not many, but each small one adds up. And
a lot of unprotected chair shots right to the fucking melon, man.
You wonder why he talks the way he does. It's not all the weed.
I mean, poor Balls Mahoney, though, too. Like, he really, that sucked for him. Like, he had a sad ending there.
And that's the issue for a lot of, stars of the same ilk and going ahead and, taking all these chair shots and putting their brain on the line continually. People say, oh, it's fake, but you're still getting hurt consistently. So,
yeah, what up to Kel Alabama in the chat, too? Kalel, motherfucker, how you doing, man? We are here tonight to get wet, man. Let me see that super chat train love tonight in questions. If you guys want to ask questions tonight, molest the super chat if you want, or just go over to Twitch Alert Streamlabs in the description box below. All the amounts are listed down below, and we'll have a good time there, and I'll play 1,000 sound clips over everything we do all night. And then I'll just fucking sit here, and you guys can... I'll let the fucking soundboard run the show tonight. I don't want to do this. Let me get out of here. Let me hear you go fucking...
This smells like my vagina. This smells like my vagina.
This smells like my
This
vagina.
smells like my vagina.
Sorry, Matthew in the chat really wanted me to play Drew sound clips, so I just made that little joke. I don't know why you want me to play Drew sound clips all night during a wrestling podcast, but there you go, man. I'll just play them all night for you.
Fucking epic with that sound clip.
He is epic.
This smells like my vagina.
Shout out to Court Foreman and Suck It Trudeau for being members, and everybody who's become a member. You guys can join down below as well if you want to have some fun. So yeah, Samoa Joe, it's not looking good. The big question is that I've seen roaring around is will he miss WrestleMania?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to know for sure, but what was he going to do at Mania anyways? I don't think he had a substantially serious role. The most I envisioned from him, if they were going to do anything major, would be he and Owens take on Murphy and Seth Rollins for the tag titles.
Yeah.
That's the most I envisioned. But really, I myself predicted that Owens and Seth would go one-on-one.
Yeah.
That seems more in line with the story they're telling. Because really, it's the Kevin Owens, saga. Samoa Joe just kind of got tacked on into it.
I could see
it
wasn't
a bad thing. It worked, but
I could see them having enforcers outside the ring or something, and he'd be part of that, or him be part of some kind of battle royal or something that happens. You know what I mean? That's about.
Yeah, I hate to see him miss it, but yeah, I mean, no matter what, I'd like to see him get involved just for the payday aspect.
Part of the fucking reason is because of the injuries. At this point, like, hey, listen, injury. We never had any time to build momentum. We'll try again next year, type of thing. But yeah, he could miss. With concussions, we both know. But I mean, when I had my post concussion, you guys remember when I had my post concussion, I was a bitch. I never knew what the fuck was going on. It was terrible. So who the hell knows what could happen? He could get that. I mean, I hope to God he doesn't get that, man. Mark Savard can't even remember where his keys are still to this day sometimes, and he gets headaches anytime he does anything. It's really sad, man. It's fucking like
it's awful.
Post concussion syndrome.
You don't have the ability to control your emotions. So you're angry when you should be happy, and
yeah.
I mean, there's so many side effects to it that people don't realize. It's more than just a blinding headache and forgetting things. There's a lot of emotional, stake there that people don't really explain or understand.
I
mean, Tyler Bate is now out and injured as well, so that's a huge cut for NXT UK. That's really unfortunate.
That's fucking.
That's another one that's.
Yeah. What happened to him? Wait, what happened? What's wrong with him?
It said that it wasn't noted how badly he is currently hurt, but it said that due to recent injury, Tyler Bate will no longer appear at #DeadOn. This is unavoidable in wrestling. We're sorry. He was going to be at OTT Wrestling and had a big, over the top Wrestling Presents. They had their big show coming on soon there, and unfortunately, he's no longer a part of that. But I mean, it's really unfortunate that timing wise this happens as well, because they're gearing up for their next takeover for the UK side of things.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's too bad. Yeah, he was a big part of that about that brand.
Yeah,
he was. I really liked him too, like as in Mustache Mountain and as a solo guy. I mean, either way, I liked him.
Yeah, he was great at Worlds Collide.
There you go. This is for Cabretti. Yo, Cabretti, thanks for being a member. Cabretti, here it is. You hear that, Jake?
I do indeed. Cracking it open.
Sexy sound of watermelon. Everybody listen to Pussy Lips Drew. Here you go, everybody.
This smells like my vagina.
My guy, play the trap song. Matter of fact, make it a donation. What trap song? The trap song, matter of fact? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, am I probably going to get hit for a copyright if I play that, right? What is that?
I don't know.
Matter of facts, JT Music Fact Trap Song. Won't I get hit for a copyright off of that?
I'm sure you would.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to play that. What the fuck? What are you, crazy?
And what sucks about that, I mean, him and Seven are currently the organization's tag team champions for OTT, so, that's a big hit to lose them for that. And no word on the severity or nature of the injury, but everyone's just wishing him a speedy recovery. So
the tarps, he said. Oh, I get it. Time to lay the tarp, dude. I don't know what you said, but it's like you said, play something matter of fact trap or whatever. Dude, I looked it up. That's a real fucking thing, bro. Look at that. You said matter of fact, play the tarp, something, whatever the fuck. Look at this. A matter of facts, JT Music Fact Rap. I thought it was some kind of, I thought it was like a trap beat or something like that. What the fuck? Dude, what the hell? Let me play a donation really quickly. This is just too weird.
Super chat. No notification. WTF? Fuck YouTube faggot alerts.
Oh my God. Mike Hamilton, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. I'm being a little bit bold tonight, guys. I put a, you guys wanted me to put up a fucking goal. I put 150 up. That's a little nuts, but we're already halfway there. So shout out to you guys. That was quite a bold thing to do. I didn't think we would hit that tonight. I don't know if we'll hit that. Probably not, but I did. I went bold, man. Shout out to Nessa G. What's up, Nessa? Shell. And everybody else. Most Blaze. Yeah, man. You know, one of the things about NXT UK, the thing that just sucks to me is I want some of those guys that I love to be part of the real NXT so I can watch it. I feel like I don't really watch NXT UK almost at all, but it's like so full of good people and good stuff.
Yeah, NXT UK, it's at times has been better than the weekly show for NXT. And that's the unfortunate part because, I mean, it still is taped, so you can see the spoilers beforehand. I don't know what NXT was before it was on USA. But, yeah, no, I agree. I wish they were all just one conglomerate, one faction. So we'll see what happens in the future. They seemingly like the idea of having, the separate federations, but they've been working more on having crossovers happen more frequently. So at least if they have it, something like Worlds Collide twice a year, I'd be happy.
I'm sorry, I was just texting Teddy Goods. The Worlds Collide. Yeah, some more stuff like that would be nice because maybe that will help me cross over into it a little bit better and help other people cross over. I mean, I would assume. I'm sorry, they sent me. I know that a lot of you guys know that I called wrestling for Top Rope for a long time.
Yeah,
I've spent the last 2 days calling wrestling for 4 different companies shows or 4 different shows from two different companies, 3 different companies, 4 different shows. And one of them just happens to be, you guys know that I called Top Rope Promotions for like 5 years. And, Nick Steele just died the other day. He passed away, and it was awful, man. It was
terrible.
The weird thing about it, Jake, and I know that I've brought this up. I don't want to harp on it because I'll just get sad, but I don't talk to a lot of people on Facebook. I really don't. Like, me and Jake talk, and Justin and Leah and a couple other people. That's really it. I don't really talk to too many people. Even my friends from back in the day barely ever say anything or whatever. But Nick Steele, man, me and Nick Steele, once in a while, every day or every other day or a couple times a week, we would interact in threads, talking about shit. And sending each other articles and stuff like that. And that's over the last 2 years. I knew the guy in real life, but, not that well. Like, what's up, Nick? How you doing, Joe? What's up? Hey, have a beer. You having a beer? Don't be a pussy. What's going on?
Yeah, he was almost a 30-year veteran of the sport. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and so privately, though, we talked a lot. Or like in threads all over Facebook on different wrestlers' threads everywhere. We're on this guy's thread, that guy's thread, this guy's thread. Usually political things, and we were like arguing and discussing, and he was just a real, like, a dude that I look forward to in engaging with every day. Sometimes we agreed and sometimes we didn't, and sometimes I found out things I didn't know because of him or whatever. And we just had a good time with each other, I thought. At least I had a really good time with him. He's an older guy than me and like an older brother type of deal. And, I barely knew him compared to the other people. The other wrestlers these guys grew up with the guy. They wrestled the guy. They were trained by the guy years ago. Spike Dudley, the Lockup, TK O'Ryan, Vinny Marcellia, those guys were all trained in this place with him, Ryan Waters, just so many, Teddy Goods, and the list goes on of all these people that were trained by the guy or worked with the guy, in training and things like that. And just him passing away randomly, suddenly the other day, apparently, and it's just fucking really weird. And so they asked me they did the show. He was actually cutting a promo the other day on Facebook. He put it up. He was wrestling Nico Silva. He put up the promo on Facebook, and I saw the promo he cut, and I was like, "Yeah, Sunday is going to be a big wrestling show." I couldn't go because it was my son's birthday party, and he passed away like the day before, or it was 2 days before.
Yeah, 2 days before.
Like,
Last Word on ProWrestling.com even used your tweet, compiled with a few others for the in memoriam that they're hosting. And I mean, you figure he started in 1991 at Top Rope, so
yeah, dude, 1991.
He's been the Top Rope Promotions heavyweight champion twice. He's wrestled in Beyond Wrestling, Power League Wrestling, Eastern Pro Wrestling in Connecticut. He trained many, many people. One of the notable matches he's had, obviously, was with Warbeard Hansen that people usually refer to. So,
yeah, man, it is just a
big loss.
It's a shocker to me, man. He had 3 kids, wife. Just the dude loved his family. Like, I just wanted to make a mention, but I'm making a mention of it now to Nick Steele, man. I love this guy. He's been great to me. And Top Rope went on with the show Sunday because that's what Nick would have wanted, and I'm sure they all needed to do it anyway for therapy. So I feel like they needed it more than anything to do that show that he was supposed to be wrestling Nico Silva at, and they did it, and it's already edited. The guy went out and edited the show quickly for them, and Teddy Good sent it to me tonight. So after the show tonight, I'm going to be doing the commentary for that show because they didn't have commentary there. So I can get it to them for Friday so they can have clips for the memorial and things like that. And just it's just a fucking thing. Anyway, I'm going to stop now, but I know that a lot of people don't know he's a local guy. And yeah, man, they're right. They did use my tweet that I put out on Nick. And a lot of other people did too, so that's interesting. But thank you for that. And I just love, there's Cindy Bacabella. Cindy Bacabella is a great guy too. And I just love this guy, man. I had a weird friendship with him on Facebook for 2 years, more than in real life, but I don't have that anymore. I don't have that guy. And anyway, I'm just going to stop there so I don't turn into a cunt on this show.
God,
oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking
Shell,
horny.
what the
God,
fuck?
I'm so fucking horny. Happy fucking birthday. Oh my God, so fucking horny. Oh my God, so horny. Oh my God, so horny. Happy birthday. Oh, honey, honey, honey. Donation, time. Put it in my round bum.
There you go. Stick it in my bum. There you go. I'm gonna come. Here we go. Shell. Put your foot in my ass, Shell. Put your broken foot in my ass, Shell. Sorry.
Oh yeah, just to hear sexy Jake say oh.
Ooh. There you go. Oh! You're unbelievable. Oh! Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Shell, thank you, Shell, very much for the donation. Thank you guys for the donations. There's more coming, apparently, but big time thank you to Shell and everybody else here. So I'm going to be doing that later. I'm going to try to get through that. Very nice of everybody, and thank you for everything. Blah, 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 blah. Shell. Okay, I'm sorry. I've derailed this whole thing. Appreciate it. What's up to the chat? And back to Jake with...
So, as we were discussing on Twitter, the ratings were a bit of a surprise. AEW still didn't crack 900,000. They won, but they went ahead and 893. I mean, obviously, that goes up from last week. They had 817.
Yeah.
NXT had 794, up from 757. So both shows increased.
Aren't we
they both gained about, anywhere from 50 to 75,000 viewers, which is good, but
we're having so much fun guessing at this. But the other day I did say, like, if they fall below 900,000, like, because you were thinking maybe 1 million and I was thinking 920.
Yeah, I thought it'd be right close to 1 million, at least.
We were close. I thought 920, you thought 1 million, but the point is, I said if it's below 900, it's a little bit of a disappointment if it goes below 900. Now, it barely went below 900, so that's the good news. They were about where I thought they would be. I thought they'd be around 900,000. So,
barring some massive event, which to me would be like, someone joining AEW, a la Matt Hardy, or it would have to be Matt Hardy, or it'd have to be a very big name like that. I don't foresee them breaking 1 million anytime soon, because what else can they do at this point to increase viewership?
All I know is when Matt Hardy was Fire in TNA, they went from 350,000 viewers to I think a max of, okay, I don't know, but it's somewhere between 600 and 800,000. They went up to 600 to 800,000 when Hardy was doing the delete stuff.
Yeah.
Like when Delete was going full blast and it was like, delete, this is hilarious. Like it's actually kind of sad to think about. It was 800,000.
Yeah, and then they dropped as soon as they were out again, back down, and then it just continually dwindled until they lost their full TV deal. And they had to search for a few different networks, and then they went to Twitch, and
now this show will get more views in a week than they'll get. By the way, the other day,
NXT was not a great show last night.
No,
I'm usually don't give them below. They usually consistently stay at a 7.
Right.
Like you'll get really good wrestling, but the stories lacking. I mean, there are some really good stories, but the week-to-week developments on those are pretty much at a standstill until you get like 2 weeks before the pay-per-views, the takeovers. That's when you get a huge deal of progression, and it kind of, everything else just feels greatly staggered. And unfortunately, last night for NXT, I'd probably give like a 5.5.
Yo, wow.
Yeah, I just didn't care for most of it, and yeah, rewatching it this morning. I mean, the main event I thought was a bit odd and disappointing, and I know it's like the way they frame current wrestling and things like that, but there was supposed to be such a vicious blood feud between Velveteen Dream and Roderick Strong, and it just presented itself as a regular match, as if they were just paired to face each other on any other day. Roderick Strong's coming out, and he's still got time to taunt and kind of be his cocky self when his wife's face is on Velveteen's crotch and ass at this point. And it's supposed to be this bitter rivalry. Velveteen Dream had been taken out for months, in kayfabe, injured by the Undisputed Era. You figure he'd want his vengeance, and if you're going to play it cool and play mind games, fine, but that's not what that was. They just had a straight up match, and it wasn't even anything like exemplary. Usually we get better from both men, but it felt very, very lacking. The work rate wasn't where I thought it would go to. There was just no intensity. You figure with everything that happened between these two, it would be just bitter and nasty. But
yeah, it felt like just run of the mill. Go out there and wrestle,
very blasé
boys.
and bland.
Yeah, I mean that's what I got. I actually stopped watching it and was like, I'll come back and watch the rest later, and I didn't. So maybe that's how bad it is. But hey, I mean, it's still better than Raw and SmackDown most of the time, NXT. But I think a lot of people felt the same way.
Yeah, and I figured right after TakeOver they would have some big, something to hook more viewers and get you back in. And they only briefly made note of Gargano's heel turn with Ciampa discussing it. And, we have further developments with Balor coming. But last night he was just kind of like, watch out, something's going to happen soon, I swear. That was kind of it. So
yeah, lame. Hey, Kevin, thanks for becoming a patron, man. Now you can hear all the bullshit I talk about you behind a paywall. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't.
Scampoli went ahead and kind of opened my eyes. I give him full credit for that because he made a really
opened Leah's ass and fucked her. No, I'm just kidding.
He made a great point about perspective. And it hit me like a ton of bricks because I despised the women's match yesterday. Obviously, I know you didn't care for it either.
No,
was not our cup of tea.
Well, they missed on several botches.
Yeah, that was one of the more outstanding negatives we had for the show because overall we liked last night's AEW episode 7.5. From the both of us, it was a good show, especially the cage match. But he made a great point about adjusting your perspective. It wasn't about the shitty fake alien and what's her name having a crappy match. Really, it was all about Britt Baker's time to have her promo, and that was the real focus of it. The match was just what was going on in the background. So I went and I rewatched it, and it really changed the dynamic for me. I viewed it then as, okay, this is Britt Baker's time to shine, and we're just going to have the match as something for your eyes to pay attention to as an afterthought.
Well, don't wrestle the match like shit, though. Don't botch all over the place. I mean,
no. But what I'm saying is that the match was almost inconsequential. The match was just filler. It was nothing. Really, the whole point of that segment, if you view it as he presented, was the point to get Britt over more. It worked great. Because when I viewed it, through those lens and in that sense,
I got
my biggest issue was that, last night I kind of didn't give Baker as much of a chance because I was so distracted and upset by the wrestling in the ring.
But can I tell you something?
What's that?
This is a major important thing. During that match, that was the only match that I had the volume turned down.
See, that's why.
So you're telling me, so like, I'm dead serious. I had the volume almost turned all the way down, almost, during that match. I turned it back up when the promos happened after the match was over because I was doing something. So you're telling me I didn't even know that Britt Baker was doing some kind of heel commentary during the match. So I missed out on that whole element. That's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I don't want to make him sound ignorant. Yeah, I'm he has a better example with Roman Reigns in the ambulance too, and it's a hell of an argument.
I got an example of you and how you can swallow my dick.
But hey, no free swallows tonight.
I'm sorry, I'm in a weird mood. I don't know what to tell you. I'm fucked up.
But if you go ahead and you really do try and change your perspective, because I didn't. It was a good point. I didn't give her a chance on promo, for her commentary, I should say, because I was so against what was going on in the ring.
Yeah, somebody had to tell me about the Blue Chew. I did miss that. Somebody donated.
And her whole coffee bit was great because she came out with the coffee for Shivani, and the whole thing. Their interaction was much better than I gave it credit for.
I saw him hold the Starbucks up. I saw that, but I didn't know what they were saying.
Yeah. So I mean that's the thing, and I genuinely feel like
I'm telling you, he's going to get sued for that Blue Chew shit. They're going to find out he's dealing.
We'll see what happens.
Jim Ross is dealing under the table with Blue Chew. Like, hey, just mention it. We'll give you $20,000 if you mention it every time you mention it. And he's mentioning it, and then AEW has no idea that he's plugging shit on their own show. I'm telling you.
There's so many podcasts that have, like I said, it's the house that Blue Chew built.
He's going to get sued. Hey, Blue Chew ain't helping me. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck that midget from New York. Fuck everybody. No one's giving me any fucking money. I mean, you guys are, but Blue Chew ain't. Fuck Blue Chew. My dick works. My dick works without it. Ask Leah's hole. God damn.
I don't know. You needed some help last time. A couple of fingers changed your mind, but
you know when you reach in there and it's just dripping and it's like, yes.
It's usually dry for me, but I don't know. It's like the Sahara.
You get them worked up, it's dripping, and it's fucking amazing.
I don't have time for that.
Dude, because you're like, oh my God, it's real. Like, you got a handful of, like, water and, like, wet water, and you're like, oh my God, you just want to rub it all over yourself. It's crazy.
I've resorted to using cooking oil, and it's cheap.
Dude,
and you can make breakfast afterwards.
Oh, God, you're just getting me going, dude. Here it is. Oh, there you go, Drew.
A little bit of canola goes a long way.
Everybody's kept popping it in there.
I mean, this is Tommy. I don't care what this guy says. This is him. He's bullshitting that's not him. That's bullshit. That's Tommy. Deal with it, Tommy. You put the makeup on. What's the big deal? You put makeup on all the time. You look like this. You put a hat on. That you're wearing almost the same coat. Why does he do this and lie about it? Like, why does he do? Why fuck around? By the way, someone told me you're talking shit about me today, by the way.
He genuinely wants to go ahead and try and, push that false narrative that's not him. But, Tommy, we know the truth.
Yeah, we know that's you. We know that's you. I can even see the mustache through the fucking clown makeup.
Oh, is it 1 o'clock? Sorry, guys, I got to go.
Oh, yeah, it's almost midnight. All right, what else we got? I'm sorry.
TNT absolutely approved the blood that we got from the cage match.
Hell yeah.
Even though it looked like that was unintentional, but TNT is heavily invested in everything AEW does. They know that they're underdogs in a lot of ways right now, and they're giving them many creative freedoms and leeway because they know that they're in a fight for ratings. So, lo and behold, TNT is fully supportive. That's why they already said, hey, we're going to give you, X amount of extra years. I think it was, 3 years additionally. So
yeah, that's badass.
That's great. They're not only allowed to drop, S-bombs on television, but blood is not off the table, as well as some other, hardcore-esque things so that they can push the envelope, like with, the staple gun and things of that nature.
I like it, man. I like the TNT's on board. I like that they're getting outside the box. They're getting wacky over there.
They're trying to push Shayna Baszler to be more edgy, saying she's going to tear the shit out of the man and drawing blood from Becky's neck. But she's kind of the outsider to the rules You know, she's
just
she
like
said she's not going to
just
change
like
herself for anybody either, but you know it's obviously being approved. So
just like Ronda, it's just like they let Ronda do that kind of. It's like, why won't
Yeah,
they just let
that's-
everybody? How come they let these like MMA chicks that come in like, here, yeah, be that badass and say fucking crazy shit? How come then the wrestlers, no, read the script?
screw the woo, damn the man, and no more Mrs. Nice bitch.
Yeah, I mean, but that was like, well, that was scripted. But I mean, like, there was other things. That
No,
she
but I'm
just
saying, you know,
ranted
that
about.
she can swear, but others can't, and that was what they were going for, you know, and that attitude, that blazing badass. But they won't let other people have those type of liberties or freedoms. It is puzzling. But.
Did you hear Lawler said that?
Yeah,
that they might.
He was saying on the Steve Austin show that they're going to try and allow superstars to kind of stray away from written promos.
God damn, it's about
He said
time.
now that Paul Heyman is in charge, sort of, it's so much not the characters that are being predetermined by the writers or creative. They're giving the guys a chance to be themselves, just like Austin was back when Austin became Stone Cold. Nobody was telling you, oh, this is how it has to be, and you were given the opportunity and you took it. So this was kind of backed up also by former WWE writer Brian Gewirtz, or Gewirtz, I always say his name backwards. And he said, friendly reminder, WWE writers don't demand wrestlers do it word for word their way, ever. He said they do what's instructed of them, and they have seen the consequences of what happens when they don't. If that's changing, great. They'd much rather collaborate than dictate. I know I did. So basically he's saying that, you know, the writers would rather work with the talent and not script these individuals, just give them, you know, bullet points or at least something to go off of, an idea, a mention, something.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of saying there that they know the consequences that happens when they don't follow what they're supposed to say. So that all comes back to Vince, really.
Oh yeah, because if he says, why the fuck did they say that? And then you go, well, Vince, I mean, we didn't write that in the script. Well, then they're in trouble. But if Vince says, why the fuck did they say that? And then, you know, they're like, well, the wrestler's like, well, it's in the script.
And
well,
Vince is very
now the writer's in
temperamental with
trouble.
things too.
What?
You know, Vince is very temperamental with things too. If he you know, despises something immediately, then he allows it to mull over and chew on it, and suddenly it's the best thing ever. So I mean, there is no directly pleasing him, because 2 days from now he might hate it and change his mind again.
Right.
Shawn Michaels going out there in gym shorts and stuffing a sock in his crotch, you know, or ace bandage, jumping up and down and calling out the Undertaker when he wasn't there. You know, that made Vince fine Shawn, what, $10,000, I think it was then?
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, he's like, wait, I'll take the fine away because you have attitude. I like that. We're gonna you know, change it. And that was kind of the basis of the Attitude Era.
He's a classic.
Vince changes his mind on a whim, and then that's kind of what you get. So
Vince's classic fucking like micromanaging crazy boss. Like, he's such a classic on that. Like, I can remember my old boss. There was a boss I worked for like that, and it was like I can remember her at one point like being mad at somebody and basically asking me to spy on somebody in the office in a way. Like, watch them and make sure they don't do this, X and this and whatever.
yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And like, and just all these things. And I remember, like months later, like I told her, she wanted me to tell her things. So eventually, like, I told her something like, oh yeah, she was there or whatever. And then she basically was like, you know, you can stop. Why do you always tell me about them? And I'm like, you told me to. But they brought that up in a meeting in front of everybody. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck are you doing? You told me to do this. And
So
then
they
if I
turn you
was
into a spy, and then
if
they
I
oust you
wasn't
in front of everybody.
Yeah, and if I wasn't doing it, she was like, why aren't you telling me that, like, reporting to me about this? And then people would do that to me too. And then people would do that to them, and everybody was fighting with everybody, and she would just micromanage. Like, she hired a manager, and then and out of nowhere, she hired her like fucking niece or something to come in as a coordinator or something. And the manager was like this, like a professional manager, like a guy with a family who has like a degree in business, who's the manager of the company. He's like 40 years old, and she just brings in this lady, and this lady that's related to her. And the lady starts running stuff, and the guy's like, why am I the manager then? What the fuck's going on? Like, and just constant weird shit like that. All these weird nuances, and hey, like, we need to get all this done by Friday. Like, if it's not done by Friday, like, there's going to be problems. We need to get this done. And just ranting on everybody. And, like, basically being like, I'm going to get a new manager if they can't get it. If you can't get it done. So then the guy's trying to press us to get things done the right way. And then Tuesday at, like, 11 a.m., she comes in with some lady that no one's ever seen before with fucking yoga mats and announces that today we're going to take time. We're done working today. It's going to be a yoga day. She did something for everybody. Like, and then we have yoga in like for an hour. And then she goes, okay, everybody can go home now because we had yoga.
Yeah,
and
team building.
And the guy's like, you wanted me to get this shit done by Friday. Now you're coming in here with fucking yoga mats. What the fuck are we going to do? And it's like just shit like that constantly. And you're like, what am I going to lose my fucking mind? Like, I don't know, but that's what Vince reminds me of.
Yeah, just no consistency. It's just whatever the mood is, whatever they wanted, and that's kind of what it plays to. And plus Vince, a lot of people say, well, is he out of touch? I don't think Vince was ever in touch. That's kind of the thing, too. We see so many examples. We've joked on here before with him hating sneezing and not knowing what a burrito is, but not believing that Asian porn exists, never seeing a movie and understanding
it does, but they blur out the dick.
Yeah,
right?
That too. But they, tentacles up the wazoo as well. But how petty they have gotten. Vince has always been very petty, but he's only gotten worse, it feels like. And with AEW in full swing, it feels like he's gotten much worse. Now he's banning Vickie Guerrero from any WWE talent appearing on her podcast. And we've seen this before, but I feel like that's a really, unfortunate bit of happenstance.
This is some
she
weird
was on AEW.
This is some weird petty stuff. And by the way, this kind of weirdly correlates with YouTube drama. Like, what did I take away fucking Tiffany's wrench recently? And everybody lost their minds, like that I blocked her or something. I'm like, I didn't. I just took the wrench away because I was trying to figure out who was doing something and what was going on with. And I was like, well, let me take that wrench away. But I didn't ban her or block her. I still love her. Like, we should still come in the chat. It wasn't about like her talking trash about me somewhere else or whatever. She never did that. She was just in other places where people hate me. But that doesn't mean that she can't do that. I'm not pulling a Vince McMahon and banning people for like, just because someone else is talking shit about me for like 70 hours a week and you're in there having a good time doesn't mean that I am doing a Vince McMahon. So I can see it, but that is so petty. I can see that. But she thinks that. But that's what Vince is doing. Vince is doing that. Oh my God, you went over to AEW, you're banned from my shit. Like, oh my God, you went. But it's such a petty thing. It's not like it's not like a big wrestler fucked you over and went over there. It's just Vickie Guerrero. They invited Vickie.
She wasn't even on, TV. She was on Dark.
Yes.
But she wasn't on the main broadcast.
On fucking YouTube.
WWE hasn't utilized her or called her for over 2 years. She said, what did they expect me to do? Just sit here and wait for them to eventually ring the phone? She said, I love wrestling. I love to work in the ring. Someone gave me an opportunity to go and show up and have fun. And I'm not obligated to anybody. And that's the thing. She doesn't have like a Legends contract. She didn't backstab WWE. She didn't slight them or say anything negative or disparaging. She said to be a part of a promotion or anyone, you should encourage the people that are in other promotions because it's about everyone showing their talent and their craft. And then she said, so when someone told me I couldn't interview the superstars because I went to AEW, I was just like, wow, they're going to be like that. So you just quietly move on. You see how they are, and you just have to take care of your own business. And her podcast is actually, it's really enjoyable. She's had some really great interviews on there. The few times I have listened to it, I walked away enjoying it. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate that that's how she has to be treated. And we've seen this happen to others before. And I don't know. It's at a weird point with Jericho's podcast when people go on there now. So I wonder if Vince is really going to try, because Vince wants Jericho back. He's made that very clear.
Possible that is there any possibility that she just believes that because she's not getting guests on her show?
No, she said she was told.
Oh.
So She said, so when I was told that I couldn't interview the superstars because I went on AEW.
Wow.
So she was outright told, according to her.
By who?
She didn't say, but.
See, I don't know, man. That's weird. I mean, I get it because, like, no one's allowed to, I've no WWE, man. Then they don't allow people to be on my show. Years ago, even. And not because of anything other than they knew that I was critical of stuff. I mean, that's why Mr. Joe Villa wouldn't give me any whatever the fuck. But he hooked up.
Yeah, they want to see if you'll play ball and praise everything, or.
Yeah, you suck their ass, they'll give you all kinds of shit. They did try to suck my ass for me to be nice, and then I wasn't, and they got really mad. It's, I mean, have you ever seen a tantrum like the Road Dogg threw? I mean, he was like, listen, you're an asshole, dude. And then he was like, oh, you know what, Joe? You're cool, man. I like you. Here's some, hey, come on, let's be all right. Hey, man, you scratch my back, I scratch. He literally... the Road Dogg literally said, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Like, that's literally what the Road Dogg said to me. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I mean, and then when I was like, cool. And then I kind of was like normal, but I couldn't help it. I'm reviewing the show if it wasn't good. I'm sorry. I came back and the show wasn't good. And I was like, I had fun and I liked it better than you guys because I saw it live, but wow, that was not very good. Like, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't, I don't like it. And you guys are giving shit 2 and 3 out of 10s. And I was like, I give it a 5, but it's still, that wasn't good. Why the fuck did they do this and that and the other thing? And they were not happy, man. Triple H and fucking Road Dogg were not happy. And I was like, what are they paying me off? I mean, I've got the fucking goddamn screenshots of this shit. Like, it's fucking hilarious. Imagine what Vince thinks, like, about stuff. If that's what they think, which I don't blame them for being upset because they're putting their fucking pouring themselves into stuff and, like, it's not coming off right. Anyway, let me play a donation because we're getting behind on these. See what's up. Oh, what's up? Whoa, what's happening here? What?
We got a YouTube and Patreon alert.
Oh, yeah. DanH&Cora, what's up? Thank you guys for the 550. I'm glad you guys got both alerts. Leah even told me she got the alert. She was down here. She goes, I just got the alert. I'm like, I know, but it doesn't mean everybody did. Because what I'm seeing is about 30% of you guys got the alert. Oh, and also, I found out that last month, 5,700 alerts were sent out. Can you believe that? 5,700 alerts were sent out last month. So that's a little fucking weird because there's 67,000, 68,000 subscribers. And
how many live shows have you done?
And how many live shows? And like, what the fuck? And that's crazy.
We're not counting uploads, just live shows, notifications. You should be having, a couple 100,000 notifications a week.
Right. Oh, shit, it's crayon time, motherfucker. Pull the crayon out and stuff it up my ass.
I drink crayon because I'm the man. My enemies saw the crayon and ran.
Come on, baby, believe it.
Tasty. I'm so thirsty, would you answer me? Cran. All my friends are fucking the man, 'cause all my friends are drinking cran. That's drinking cran. 'Cause all my friends are drinking cran. I got the fucking cran.
What's up, Joe and Jake? You beat NXT in the ratings again, but I was shocked with how large the gap was, especially after TakeOver Portland. But did you both get to see the clip of Cody after the show went off the air? Shit almost made me cry last night.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty awesome, the in-ring after-show speech. Soundwave 92, thank you, Soundwave. What's up, man? Thank you so much, dude. Problem is, like, I don't know how many more of these sort of crying fucking my dad speeches I can deal with, but it got me still, so yeah, it was pretty cool. But
I mean, because there's so much history, obviously,
in that place.
Yeah, and with the cage match and Arn being there, and like you said, I don't want to have. It seems like he gets sappy often, but he had people crying in the crowd. You had a true babyface moment, and it worked well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a great thing for them to.
And it was real.
Afterwards.
It was just real.
Yeah, it was great, and it just gets people. It was real, but it also gets people behind Cody even more.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's undeniable, and this is how you present and continually have your babyface garner not just sympathy but support.
Yeah, it's I mean, this guy, so you really think Cody's going to take the belt off Jericho, not Moxley?
It seemed like it. I would think if anyone to take the belt off him, it would be Cody. It would have to come, like full circle. It gets to the point where he's forced to challenge, even though he said, I'll never challenge again. Jericho will be like, no, I have to beat you, that kind of thing. They'll find a way to get out of that stipulation, and then Cody will take the belt. I feel like they have... it's hard to say, but I'm curious what plans they have with Jericho for the rest of the year, or at least the next few months past Revolution. I mean, he's always been busy. He's got so much going on, but he still manages to be there for AEW while touring, while doing this, while doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And God knows when he sleeps. If he sleeps,
Don't you
he
think
has to
that
be an android.
We really thought, I mean, this is something we haven't talked about yet. We really thought, I believe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we really believed that he was going to miss more time than this.
I thought he'd be in and out. I originally said, like, I didn't know if he'd be I knew he was the better choice as champion, but I was really hesitant. He was the bigger name, but I thought Page would be the better choice just because he would be present more often. I didn't have faith in Jericho, not because of his work ethic or anything like that, but just because his schedule is so demanding. I thought he would be more akin to a Brock Lesnar for this company. I truly didn't feel like, and I've said it before, I was wrong. Gladly admitted that I was wrong because I was so surprised. And he's been there week in and week out. I think he's missed maybe 2 shows entirely. And even then, he's still been a part of it in some way with a vignette or a promo or, something. So.
Yeah, he's been at the forefront, man, really carrying this shit, to be honest.
He's been the guy for the company.
Cody, and it's really Cody and Jericho,
he's carried that flag, strong and high. So
then Moxley and what? Well, let me play another donation. Let me see what else is going on here. Yo, shout out to Alan Cooper. What up, Alan Cooper? Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Everybody in the chat, pour Alan Cooper a beer. Give him a beer. He needs a beer. He needs to thirsty. He wants to drink, just like Drew wants to drink a dick. He's fairly thirsty. Give him something to...
This smells like my vagina.
I just want everyone to know who we are running against. We are running against a billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Michael Bloomberg.
Elizabeth Warren, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. She really won in that whole thing because I said it's going to be so easy to bury Bloomberg in these things and make him look like a shithead. And Elizabeth jumped on like the alpha, and of course Bernie cucked out. Bernie should have jumped in there. Let's talk about the real scumbag here, but then he didn't get to do that because Elizabeth stepped on his toes. So
we have a new
lost again, Bernie,
of the JCS army.
Lost to that lying bitch. Cabretti, what up, man? Thank you for becoming a member, dude. Again, I needed a member tonight, and I'm glad you became one. We need some more members. You get the icons, you get the special insignia thing on the on your chat name and everything. And Cabretti has become a member. We have 69 members. Wow, that's weird. So if you guys want to become members tonight, that's down below as well. iOS users, I believe they fixed it for you guys. I don't know, though.
Are you ready for this?
Go! Kenny Omega!
No week is complete without the Joe Megadono.
Yeah, baby, drop that Joe Mega. Drop that Joe Megadono. Look at that. He's flamboyant all over the place. You know, I was watching Brian Pillman Jr. the other day. I was calling one of his matches for a show that we're putting out for New England All-Star Wrestling. And
yeah, I'd seen the clip and his wild hair.
Did you notice he's got some Kenny Omega mannerisms?
I was going to say he's very flamboyant isn't the right word, but animated.
Let me pull up something. I can show a quick clip of it. I'm not supposed to show too much, but I can show a quick clip of this. And I mean, he is fully like, I don't know if he's copying Omega or did I miss something? Did Pillman ever do this? I mean, did like his dad or like who?
Not that I was aware of.
I've never
Not
seen.
that I've seen.
Yeah, let me just find it because it's so weird. It's like, what is he doing, Omega? Well, let me.
I noticed in the little tidbit that I did see, it was just very animated and.
Yeah, this is going to be coming out soon on Title Match Wrestling Network, I believe, and on their Facebook and everywhere. Yeah, this like sort of like weird thing. Tell me, guys, I'm not. I mean, I've been watching Kenny Omega for years, and to me, this is a Kenny Omega thing, but. Maybe some of you big Kenny Omega fans out there can tell me, is this like a thing a lot of guys do, or is this only a Kenny Omega thing? Anyway, here you go. Exclusive few seconds here, but we can't show too much because this is coming out on the pay-per-view soon. Check this out. And this is from New England All-Star Wrestling. Turned, it's a whip to the buckle, reversed, and a clothesline by Brian Pillman Jr., and he's fired up after that one. Into the corner he goes! That like, little, like, weird fucking like he charge thing that he does. He does that several times, like, and he does it even more at one point. And now with the wrist turned, it's a whip to the buckle, reversed, and a clothesline by Brian Pillman Jr. And he's fired up after that one. He does that several times where he like does this sort of like and then charges like, and it's like he's like doing ninja moves and then runs off the ropes. I'm like, why is he doing ninja moves?
It seems like people try and signal to the crowd what's coming, or like they're, I'm going to run. So they point. It's not the same as
I mean, it's just weird. Like I don't know how.
I've noticed that becoming a bit more common though.
Yeah, so maybe it's something everyone's now doing because of Omega. It's very strange.
It feels more akin to something you'd see in New Japan, but because that kind of coincides with their style.
Yeah, because they're like, oh!
It's not just martial arts though. It's the way that they it's like crowd communication basically.
Mm-hmm. Really?
So it gets the crowd into it and it like signals what's coming next basically. It's like hand signals.
Why the fuck?
In a way.
Why would you want to do that? Why would you
build
want to
up anticipation?
I think it's just kind of psyching yourself up and I don't know.
Yeah, a few people in the chat said it's a New Japan thing. It's how they do it. Soundwave, jar.
Ugh. I'm going to throw up on somebody.
Mitch says the gay is what it is.
The gay. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the gay. Holy fuck, that's funny, but terrible at the same time.
That's how Tommy wrestles, so.
Would you say that's how Tommy wrestles?
Yeah.
Tommy going off the rope.
Moxley came out with a pretty telling story about how when he first joined FCW, WWE called and gave him an offer. He said he thought it was a joke, and then Joey Mercury called him, and he knew it was real. So he had no possessions. He had nothing. He had his wrestling bag, and that was it. Right. He had this shitty car where he was living, but he had no furniture, nothing.
Look, watch this, right? Here's another one. Look, watch this strike in a minute. Like he does it again. It's so Japanese or something. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm not to interrupt your story. I'm sorry, but this is the last thing, and then you can go back to the story. But I just want to look at this again.
Yeah,
and now Retro AG, Brian Pillman Jr. reversed the chop, and now another one across the sternum, and now right upstairs.
What the fuck is that?
Brian Pillman Jr. gets clotheslined by Retro AG.
Like, what the fuck is what? What is this, man? What are we fucking doing here? I'm sorry, but what the fuck are we? What is this? Whatever, man. Anyway, go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry, man. I just want to fucking shoot myself.
He went ahead and he basically drove straight to Florida on the moving fee that they gave him. He went, WWE provided you with a $1,500 paycheck for moving trucks and things like that, and he had nothing to move. So he couldn't even cash the check. He had to have his friend's girlfriend go because he didn't even have a bank account, so she had to cash it for him. And he drove 24 hours straight with the $15 wad of cash in hand and made it all the way to Tampa. And he didn't even have credit to get an apartment. He had a previous eviction on his credit score, so he couldn't even get into like anything on his own, and he didn't want to. He was too proud, embarrassed, and like antisocial to ever ask for help. So he said, "I'll figure this out myself." So he found like a group, like roommate type home, and later on figured out, oh, it's a crack den. He's like, there were knife fights out front. One night I was trying to sleep, and there was a big commotion. One of the dudes that lived in the other rooms was sitting there wielding a knife, and it was just nuts. 10 seconds later after I left, the cops ran in and tackled, and he's like, I'm just going to get the hell out of here. So, he just, basically said that he came from, starting off in a giant crack den, and how he got to where he is now is just, floors him, and couldn't give him enough credit for it. He managed to stay on the even keel and on a good path. So
that's crazy, man. You hear a lot of stories like that, though.
But especially with him, because, this is what we wanted when he had the interview with Austin. We wanted to hear more about his backstory, and he just is so antisocial. He refused to delve into any of the details. He's very personal and isn't comfortable communicating.
That made me hate him.
Sadly,
dead serious.
It could have been avoided, and it just
like I don't know what dude. I mean, not hate him, but it made me like I don't like this guy. Like I don't like Dean Ambrose. I don't like Jon Moxley, because all he did was be like, yeah, my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart, and yeah, I watched you and everything, but Bret Hart was my guy or whatever. It's like, is Bret Hart really your guy, fucking Dean? Is Bret Hart really your guy? Because yeah, I so see Bret Hart when I watch you wrestle. Like the totally like the brawling style, like whatever the fuck you're doing, like what the fuck, you're more like Stone Cold, and you're sitting here like I'm more like a Bret Hart, I like Bret Hart, and yeah, man, I don't know, like I'm just trying to like do my thing, and like I'm the champion. Like he was so fucking enraging on that podcast with Stone Cold. I feel
because
like
he shut down. He just completely shut down and just gave the simplest answers possible. He didn't want to get into. Once Steve tried to push, which they were both in the wrong, but he didn't want to talk about stuff. Steve wanted to delve deeper, and we got none of it. So,
what, though?
So it's just rock meets wall.
I know that Stone Cold should have done a better job of, hey, put the champion over, dude. Like, put the champion over. Stop. What are you doing? But like, I think Steve just got pissed at one point and was like, fuck this. It's like because the guy was just so fucking reserved and shit. It was like, that's it. Fuck this. Like, aren't you the damn champion? What the fuck are you having? Hello? It was enraging. I don't know. Like, Dean just didn't work, man. He didn't. Once I saw that, I'm like, this guy ain't the champion. As soon as I saw that interview, I was like, this guy ain't the fucking champion. That belt means shit.
It took him getting out of there to really, prosper more and flourish back into the character that he felt more comfortable with to start telling stories.
Yep, I'm getting the request to play my fucking interview thing. I'll play it in a few minutes. We've all seen it a lot, but I know
it's always a classic.
It is a classic. Some people haven't seen it. I get it. Well, let me play the donations, though. We're going to go back to our shit.
What else we got?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I was re-watching No Mercy 2002. Benoit and Angle vs Edge and Rey Mysterio was a damn good match. Jamie Noble vs Tajiri was good, and Brock vs Taker in Hell in a Cell. What happened to WWE having satisfying endings to show?
Oh, it got cut off. There we go. I thought it was working again. Now it's not working again. Taker and Hell in a Cell. What happened to WWE having satisfying endings to shows? Yeah, they don't. That was so much better, man. People were sending me tons of clips.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. Want some bubbly?
Robbie Hyde.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Good evening, my dear Joe.
Bubbly.
Prediction time. Who do you think ends up taking the belt off of Jericho? Also, YouTube question. What do you think about Tube Buddy?
It's very expensive, but for $40 a month, it's pretty cool. If you use it a lot, then it's worth it, I guess. but it's a lot of money. $40 a month for the real stuff. Somebody makes a video about you, will alert you, all kinds of crazy shit, all the tags, everything. It's pretty good. It's a little overpriced to me, but it's worth it. Robbie Hyde, thank you, man.
Are you ready for this?
Troy's in the chat. Hey, Troy, you fucker.
I just needed some Flamingo Omega to get me wet.
Oh, yeah, Robert Heller, you're going to get all kinds of wet now, Cracker, because we got the Joe Mega Bomb, baby. Get the Joe Mega Bomb! Oh, God, I just made a horrific noise, dude. What the fuck was that, dude? I'm sorry. Oh, man, I got to go open up Leah's wine. I'll be right back. Robert Heller, thank you for the 1150, Robert Heller. Celebrate fucking Troy. It would be so nice to suck Troy's ass in the chat if I could. Sorry, Troy. I'm just kidding. I had a good time. Troy was over the other night. People were really mad, though, that Troy was here.
I don't know why.
They were so mad, dude. They were like, where the fuck is Jake and Joe?
You had to bask in Troy's glory.
Dude, I got so much hate mail that night. They were like, where the fuck is Jake? Fuck this. You call this a review? What the fuck is this? And the weird thing is,
we managed to make up for it the next day, though. It worked out.
But people were really like, a lot of times they're like, do a reaction stream and just have fun or whatever. Like, people always do that. Like, do that. It's funny. And then I did it, and then even had a friend over the house, and one people know, and they were like fucking enraged, dude, that you weren't here. Like, they were like, fuck. Well, I think the real problem was too is I was so stoned that I wasn't even reviewing anything. I was just like, yeah, that happened.
They got to tune in and watch Troy play Ninja Turtles. So
and then Troy played Ninja Turtles. I fell asleep on the couch for like 15 minutes, and then I woke up.
That's why I said that you had to bask in Troy's glory. It was amazing.
It was fun. Troy was hyped up.
You need those nights every now and again. Just have fun with friends. And
I was so fucking smoked to hell.
Get a little freaky.
I'm going to go open Leah's wine. I'll be right back. It's on you.
Alrighty. Yeah, WWE, it sounds more awful than it actually is, but the big story that was going around today is that WWE bans Rhea Ripley from getting upper body tattoos. When she was being interviewed by TalkSport, she went into detail about how when she was little, she wanted to be the most tattooed human ever. And I appreciate that, most plays. Gotta love the chat. And, I get it entirely. She went ahead and she wants to be covered from head to toe in tattoos. So that's why she wears pants. She said, I got pants so I wouldn't have to clear my tattoos because you can't see them. She's trying to get her leg sleeves finished currently. Then she's hoping she can convince people to let her get her arm sleeves and other stuff, but she's not sure. And the reason for that is, they have to trademark, copyright, and protect any character's image that they have. So whether it be action figures, promotional material, the video games, any bit of licensing. And there's a big issue going on for many years now with tattoo artists owning the images on someone's body.
Oh yes, this goes back years. This is great.
Yeah, we saw
Randy
it originally
Orton
with
thing.
Mike Tyson. Yeah, Tyson had the face tattoo, and when he was in The Hangover, the tattoo artist sued for them using his work without permission.
Man,
and
go fuck
he was able
them.
to
They
get
should go
somewhere
fuck
of
themselves.
$1 million.
If you tattoo your work on someone, that's it, motherfucker.
That's what I've always felt as well. I mean, it's on their skin now, even if it's your design and if you wanted to not be seen elsewhere, then put it on a canvas and sell it. When you use a human canvas, I feel like you lose the right to you can claim that as your artwork, you did it, but you don't have rights to it. You don't have monetary value with that piece anymore. So it is ridiculous, but WWE is really just trying to avoid lawsuits. So anytime they have superstars getting tattoos, it has to be approved beforehand. The artist has to be approved. It's a very time-consuming process, and obviously the longer your tenure in WWE, the more lenient they are with things. And I'm sure they have their own people that do tattoos that they've either agreed to or they get something signed that now they own the work. And their legal department, I'm sure, has to get involved heavily. Like with Randy Orton, his new tattoos had to be cleared heavily. So, but it is interesting to see how that happens as time goes on. You literally give them the tattoo. Exactly. So you pay for it as well. It's not advertising for a tattoo artist, even though it is indirectly, but that's not why you're getting it. It's modification of your body. So, and it does come down to money, and I get that, but WWE really, I can't blame them in this regard. I mean, it's more about them protecting themselves than they are limiting personal freedoms. If you want tattoos, then don't be in the company, or wait a little bit and they'll work with you at some point. But it's hard to not see eye to eye with what they're coming from after looking at all the slew of lawsuits that have happened in Hollywood because of this stuff. So also a bit interesting is Sheamus. He's shooting on the few things that he wants to accomplish on the bump. I watched this live and he was pretty entertaining. He said that, it took him a long time to get back to the ring, and he's was itching to get back as hard as he could. And he recently had Edge on his YouTube show, the Celtic Warrior Workouts, and he saw all of Edge's trophies and title belts and everything. He said Edge has a King of the Ring trophy. He has every title set up imaginable. And he's like, this is incredible. I've basically won every single one of those titles as well. And then he thought about it and he said, damn, there's one missing, and that's the Intercontinental Championship. He said to himself, this is what I need to do. This is why I need to get back into the game. And that's his motivation. He says, I want that IC belt. I don't care who has it. I don't care if it's Braun, Nakamura. I don't care. All I want right now is that IC title, because I want to create a legacy that nobody else is going to match. I want to create a legacy where I become the first ever Ultimate Grand Slam champion, and all the work and all the training, all the boxing, everything that I've done to this point will all be worth it when I take that title. And he says, because as soon as I have the title of Ultimate Grand Slam champion, I'll be able to hold that above everyone else in the history of WWE, and everything that I've worked for is right there in my grasp. And it is interesting, to consider everything that he's done, but he's really gone ahead and accomplished a great deal. You look back and you don't think like, oh, he hasn't done that much, but he really has, with the Rumble wins and Money in the Banks, and there's been a lot to his career. So it is interesting to see that the IC title is the one that's eluded him for so long. Hopefully he gets that chance. It'd be even cool to see him go up against Braun at Mania. I think that would be a pretty interesting match. And if they present it with that story arc in mind, I think that would be great. Yeah, Drew Bar, I thought he was IC champ before as well, but really, that wasn't the case. I thought he was too. And then I actually had went ahead and forgot, because looking back, I remember him beating Roman and when Vince McMahon was involved, but that was for the WWE Championship. But in my mind, for some reason, I had that confused with the IC title. So if they present it with that story of him going ahead and working so hard to become, the Ultimate Grand Slam champion, I think that they have a good story there to go with. And it gives Braun something to, do at Mania and work against. And we get to see the WWE Intercontinental title on TV again, because besides Braun winning this, we haven't seen anything of it in months, I feel like. So it is unfortunate, but that's kind of, the sad state of affairs with titles in WWE at this point in time. It is interesting, though, the Ultimate Grand Slam champion, not just Grand Slam, but Ultimate Grand Slam. What else did I have pulled up here? Steve Austin is coming back to Raw. He will be there on Monday, March 16th. So obviously that'll be the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. It's just going to be a one-off rare appearance. He's not booked for WrestleMania at this point in time, but obviously they're going to have him start to build interest towards the Broken Skull Sessions that's coming out next with the Big Show. And they're going to go ahead and Troy's got me laughing. And they're going to go ahead and also have him build towards WrestleMania as well. So speaking of the build towards WrestleMania, we have a possible, somewhat of a spoiler. I don't know if you could really consider this a spoiler, but the card is always subject to change. But we have Monday Night Raw. Card has been released for the March 9th show, and it shows Big Show versus Seth Rollins in single action. So we would see Big Show return. And one of the advertised main events is Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors. So obviously it seems like in the meantime, the women's tag team titles are kind of still going to be up for grabs. I certainly wouldn't want to see Becky and Charlotte win those belts, especially that close before WrestleMania, because that's just one less time those would be defended at Mania. It'd be nice to see the Kabuki Warriors have a solid team to go against at WrestleMania, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case with the way they're being booked so far. Also advertised for the show, we will not see Samoa Joe, so that has already changed, but it is interesting to consider, you know, they do have a tag team title defense coming up against, of all people, Becky and Charlotte. So I'm sure that'll change by the time we get there, but it's not that far off. The Undertaker was spotted at the WWE Performance Center. He's been working hard to get back into ring shape, and it says that as of the last week, he's been down there preparing, and he's getting ready for his upcoming WrestleMania match against AJ Styles. I wondered that as well with the Iconics going back to the women's tag titles. Thesis says in the chat, they're being repackaged at this point in time. They kind of took them off TV for a little while and go ahead and give them a chance to further develop their characters. I liked them. I liked the way they were. They were annoying. They were agitating. They were good heels because they got good heel heat, and they weren't terrible in the ring. And when they won the tag titles, it went from like this pretty cool moment to just not seeing them anymore. They were off TV for months and months and months until they lost the titles. So we got nothing from them. Another unfortunate, booking scenario, but I would like to see them, come back and be a bit more prevalent. It'd be nice for WWE to really utilize some of the women as a straight tag division, subsect some just into singles wrestlers and take the rest right now and use them for tag teams. We have a few that would work nicely as is already. The Iconics, Fire and Desire, another one. We could have Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan, work together in the future and let Liv stay a solo act. So we'll see what happens, but gotta love trying to keep up with the chat, but I appreciate it. Mustafa Ali, he's another one. We don't see much of. We get a promo one week and then nothing. He's gone again, and it's just they have people they have no plans for, unfortunately, and it's disappointing. He was extremely talented, and I felt like he had this great build, and not in terms of physique, but storytelling wise, they really went ahead and they put him over, and then all of a sudden he was just missing. Pro Wrestling actually put up an article yesterday that said, where has Mustafa Ali been? He said he's been AWOL for all of 2020 at the time of this writing, not appearing once on TV so far. In fact, he barely appeared in 2019. And when he did, it was usually as a filler match during a show or stuck in a tag match. Initially, it seemed like he was going to get a decent push after having lasted in the Royal Rumble in 2019. And then, we saw him, basically he was supposed to take on, Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at one point. And then he got injured by Randy Orton, and Kofi Kingston took that spot. And that's how Kofi made it to Mania. So, unfortunately, it says here that the frustrating part is Mustafa is able to have those big hits woven into his high-flying technique. He's great in the ring. He's fast-paced. And he has a great history about he's actually a police officer, and he's got a good connection with the community. So it says Ali's promos feel on the same level of AEW's Road 2 series, and I agree. It was kind of gritty, him being on the streets, really explaining his motivations and plans. But it says, however, this may be one thing which WWE is keeping from pulling the trigger on Ali. The company is an extremely, troubling past when it comes to race, and one that still struggles with today. So they seem to think it's part of his ethnicity is the reason his push seemed dead on arrival when he got to the main card. And I don't tend to believe that's the case this time. I think they just don't have anything for him currently, as they do with a bunch of the other stars. I mean, look at how many times they have somebody talented and they don't know what to do with them. They give you maybe 2 or 3 weeks of pushing them incredibly, and if they don't immediately catch on with the audience, if they don't catch fire right away, they disappear. most recently, Cedric Alexander that happened with. Humberto Carrillo really got pushed for weeks and weeks on end, and then we didn't see him for a while. So it's unfortunate, but he is certainly someone that's extremely talented, and I'd like to see Ali back on TV. As we mentioned, The Undertaker obviously is gearing up for his WrestleMania match with AJ Styles. We do have John Cena also tentatively facing Elias at WrestleMania now. Not sure how I feel about that. I know they had their interaction last year. That was fun. But for them to now build to them having a match, it just kind of feels underwhelming. That's one of those lackluster ideas that I hope doesn't come to fruition. So we'll see what happens. But good news, and I know Joe will be thrilled. Cain Velasquez is cleared. He had his knee scoped recently, and he's reportedly feeling completely healthy. He's been at the Performance Center as well, alongside The Undertaker, getting in his reps, and he's preparing for his next match. So supposedly he'll be doing something at WrestleMania this year, though nothing has been confirmed. So at least now, most of WWE's worry was that his knee was not up to par. This is coming from Wrestling Inc., by the way. He went ahead and, signed a 3-year deal with WWE. He made his debut on Friday Night SmackDown when they went to Fox back in October of this year. And since then, we saw him at the Crown Jewel Saudi show, and then nothing since. So he was pulled from the tentative match he was going to have in Mexico City last November because of the knee issues he was suffering. And the torn meniscus that he had was rotoscoped, and now he's feeling much better. So I need my knee repaired as well. My meniscus is torn to pieces, so I know exactly how painful that can be and uncomfortable. Someone mentioned Sasha Banks in the chat earlier as well, and it says Sasha Banks returning to WWE television. Sasha, who has been out with injured with what is believed to have been an ankle issue, is scheduled to be at SmackDown tomorrow. So we don't know if she will definitely be wrestling or not. It wasn't noted if she'll be competing, but PW Insider reports that Sasha is slated to be at Friday Night SmackDown this week. So she'll definitely be at the venue, and we'll see what happens there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like, as of now, tentative plans is not for Bayley and Sasha to go at it at WrestleMania. Instead, they're going to go ahead and have Naomi be the one to take on Bayley. And unfortunately, I feel like they're just missing out here. With all the great history that Sasha and Bayley have, you would have needed, I think, a little bit more time than what we have now. But they could still make it work if they started right now this Friday. Start putting in the seeds of doubt with one of them and then go from there. If you look back to what we got in NXT between these two, it was magic. And I think that they certainly could have a absolutely amazing feud, rivalry, and match and finally get that payoff. So many times they gaslit the audience. We got the will they, won't they. They even phrased them as lesbians at one point in time, trying to build towards their pseudo feud, and it just never worked out. So to actually have them get the chance to perform on the grandest stage of them all and give us that amazing caliber match similar to what we got in NXT Brooklyn, I think that'd be fantastic. And Sasha could, finally grab that SmackDown Women's Championship and get her WrestleMania moment. So Sasha's working for The Mandalorian. Yeah, she's been filming, so that's part of the reason she's been busy as well. But, it is unfortunate that that's, where her time is now currently. So them building towards Naomi, I'm not a big fan of Naomi. I don't think she's great in the ring. I know some people enjoy the gimmick. I've never cared for it. And honestly, speaking of Naomi, her former Funkadactyl partner, Cameron, is actually going to go ahead. We haven't seen Cameron. Her last match was on June 3rd, 2016, when she teamed up with Alicia Fox, Paige, and Sasha Banks. So that was the last time we saw her. That was at a WWE house show. She's booked to be at WrestleMania for WWE tentatively as well. This is coming from, where is this here? This is from Ringside News. They went ahead and said it's revealed that Ariane Andrew will be wrestling for her first match in years at Effie's Big Gay Brunch, April 4th. That's WrestleMania weekend. So she'll be booked for WrestleMania weekend with EFFY, and we'll see what happens there. But she's taking on, a competitor to go ahead and wrestle. So good on her for getting back into the ring. But It's interesting to see her finally make her return after all this time. We'll see how that works out for her, but I don't imagine we'll get any type of Funkadactyl reunion anytime soon. But yeah, Naomi being the one to challenge Bayley just feels a bit forced at this point in time. Naomi just made her return recently, and for her to already be considered, number one contender, I would much rather see Lacey Evans, really go ahead and capture that role. I think that'd be great, but we'll see what happens. I mean, we do have to deal with the Bella Twins there tomorrow night as well on SmackDown. We have the Moment of Bliss segment happening. We don't know what the Bellas are doing specifically on SmackDown yet. Most people are under the assumption that that's when they are announced that they'll be making it into the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Want to see my tits, Nikki? Okay.
Pretty much, but funny enough, they pulled Nikki Cross from the advertising and from the announced segment. So
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, because Nikki Cross had said the Bella Twins return this Friday night for a moment of bliss with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And now they took her out of the photo that they had, and they said the Bella Twins return this Friday night with a moment of bliss with Alexa Bliss. So they changed it. They took Nikki Cross out of the preview photo and out of the title as well. So,
well, excuse me, Jake, while I sip my cran that's filled with vodka. Lots of vodka in this cran, motherfucker. My dog will eat anything. My dog will eat every piece of food you put in front of her, including the kids' underwear. But I gave her a pretzel. She got on her knees like, oh my God, please give me the food, please give me the food. And I go, all right, here you go. And I gave her a little pretzel. She fucking let it hit the floor. Her mouth closed and it hit the floor. Then she spent time sniffing it and pawing at it and being like, what is this? I have a lab for the people that don't know. And this motherfucking thing will eat anything. Like, she eats her own throw up after she throws it up. Like, but no, pretzels are bad. Like, bizarre. So I was upstairs for an extra long time because of that. That was the reason. I couldn't stop fucking staring at the fact that the goddamn dog wouldn't stop fucking not eating a pretzel. Like, I thought I was blown away by that. Is it salt? I mean, well, I don't know. It's weird. But, thank you, Jake, for covering the whole time I was gone. Let me play a donation. See, drinking the cran here.
Super chat.
Dakota Kai versus Tegan Nox in cage match. Fist.
Fuck yeah, baby. Fuck yeah. I can't wait, Villain. Villain, that's a cage match. I'm looking forward to that cage match, too. Can't believe it.
We have a new member.
Oh, shit.
Of the JCS Army.
Topher. Goosh. Topher, thank you very much for becoming a member down below, man. I'm not even going to try to fuck with your last name, but I very much appreciate it, Topher. Appreciate that. Jake, speaking about the Bellas, real talk. Hey, everybody, why everyone legit hates them? Is it because everyone still firmly believe they fucked their way up? It's just they're annoying. I don't know what, like, it doesn't matter what they do. Like, oh my God, like all this stuff.
I never hated them, but they just weren't worth what they
seem nice.
Are labeled to be.
They're not wrestlers.
Who would you like to see join and help out AEW's women's division?
Yo, Jay Real, thank you for the donation, man. I don't know, man. They're all in WWE now.
Nikki's had a few decent matches, but it's mostly been with whatever opponent she was facing doing the brunt of the work.
Well, no, I mean, I think Nikki's been pretty good. Like, Nikki got better, and she became a powerhouse female wrestler type.
She got better, but it was never on the level of some of the other females.
But Brie was a nightmare. Brie was horrible.
Yeah, Brie was injuring people and...
Yeah, Brie, especially towards the end. Brie was actually better before, but she got worse. For some reason, Brie got worse.
For about 5 or 6 years, the only thing you got out of the two of them was twin magic or some type of backstage valet. That's all they were. They would walk arm in arm with whatever celebrity guest was around, or if they did wrestle in a 14-second match, they would just do the twin magic thing. Then, like you said, Nikki got injured with her neck. When she came back, she was doing better in the ring. Still wasn't amazing, but it was good. And then that was it. They were done. So, I mean, there's so many other women that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And it's just, I don't know. It is what it is at this point.
Right. Hey,
I never hated them, but they're certainly, the source of more annoyances than gold.
I know you're talking about me, Tommy.
I know you're talking about me, bro.
What are you talking about
I know
me, bro?
you're talking about me.
In Connecticut.
I know you're talking about me, bro. I know you're talking about me.
Oh, man, I love you, Tommy. Hit me up tomorrow, man. What's up? Love you. Let me go back to the donos, man. People want to say some shit. I want to hear that shit. I am drinking a fucking Truly. I got a White Claw, a Truly, a Corona, and a fucking vodka-laced crayon. I mean, what kind of weirdo am I? This is weird. Oh, shit.
Do you like steroids? Because I like steroids.
Allegedly.
I got steroids.
Allegedly.
You got steroids.
Allegedly.
I put the steroids in my veins. Put the steroids in my pain. Put the steroids in my brain. Then I fucking go insane. Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal. I put the needle in my balls. The needle in my balls. Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal. I'm big as a motherfucking goddamn garbage truck.
On top of the ankle, Sasha was filming for The Mandalorian. Oh, and Tommy, I'm finally seeing through your lies. After I would defend you from JB and looked past the racism. It's totally you in the picture. I'm gonna turn Crystal into my dirty little pig.
Oh, God. Good God, Deftones. Deftones 22. What's up, Deftones? See, Deftones knows it's you, man. Just come clean, dude. Tommy, don't lie. Why do you lie about this type of stuff? It's fucking you, dude. Same teeth. Come on. But thank you, Deftones, man, for that big drop. Jinder and Juice allegedly doing those things. Thank you. We got to make sure to cover ourselves legally here on the Joe Cronin Show on this fucking February 21st, 2020, on a night where I'm going to smoke a J in Jake DeMarco's honor. Look at him looking sexy right there. Just looking so hot as hell.
No, baby.
You turn me on.
Delicious.
I feel good right now. I don't know. It could be the alcohol, but I really fucking love you, man. I want to have sex with you.
Hey, get your sexy ass here.
Remember when we did? Somebody said you guys got to do something in real life. I'm like, we have. Didn't I? I swear to God, Jake, I made a vlog about the Hardys in Fall River, but I can't find it. I swear to God, like I looked at the time and date and everything, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, we had one up.
I thought
we had one up from SmackDown, and then from the other SmackDown.
I know the SmackDown one we did is up, is still there, where we reviewed SmackDown live from Mohegan Sun, me and you. But the thing with the Hardys, I thought I had up too, or I'm just thinking of pictures I had and videos I had.
No, because we'd recorded stuff, and then JD and Nikki were off to the side. I remember doing it, so.
I don't know what to say then. I don't know where the fuck it went. It's not on YouTube that I can find. It's fucking weird. It's like some things are just disappearing. I know there's a lot of privated videos that I have to unprivate on YouTube. There's literally like 400 videos, but that one, like, where the fuck is that? It was so good. It was funny.
What else we got?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
The bubbly.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
A bit of the bubbly.
Now that I'm open, you know what that means. Party face, other paths shall open soon as well. A little bit of the bubbly, Joe.
What up, Leah's Wine? I did open up Leah's Wine. Maybe we can get Leah to call up later. Wouldn't that be funny?
Her and her cigarettes. Hey, at least she made it home.
Yeah, she's alive, everybody. She is alive. I've been trying to get her to quit smoking, and I mean, I really want her to stop. But I also want to have sex, so smoke up, I guess.
Shit bum.
Hey, so what are the plans for monetize this tomorrow night? Is the belt gonna be on the line? Will Tommy ask for $20 and then come on and not answer a single question again? All I know is him anticipating some wet sexual lovin' at 11:30. Boo boo poo boo.
So one of the things about the belt that made it so popular on Monetize This, Kawesh Ton Time. One of the things that, thanks for becoming a $5 ship on, by the way. But one of the things that made the belt so epic was the idea that, you know, we all the co-hosts fighting over the belt. And since, you know, there's a lot of co-hosts that aren't going to be here and everything, I don't want to put the belts on the line. I planned on putting the belt on the line, but when I found out that JB was leaving, I changed plans again. And I want it to be an epic night. But there's no point in putting the fucking belt on the line because nobody's here to be voted for to get it. It's between me and Leah and maybe Drew and whatever. So the belt is held off, and we're going to announce that soon in a different thing because this whole thing put a damper on it. It would be worthless to do it now, almost, it seems like. So that will be announced later on. We'll figure it out when we can do it. With this being JB's last show, I wanted to focus more on having fun with him and that type of thing. It'll be his last monetized this Friday. And then Saturday will be his last corrupted. And then he'll go off to playing video games in place of those things. Sorry. Oh, my God.
I'm getting fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. Tonight I'm getting fucked up. Tonight we're getting fucked up. Tonight we're getting fucked up in here. I get fucked up. So pass me some of that vodka. And pass me some of that ecstasy. And give me some of that pussy. Tonight I'm getting fucked up.
Here is your money, whore man. I got my ass greased up with that raspberry jelly just waiting for you. Do you think WWE ever had a realistic shot of signing Omega, or did he use their interest as leverage for a bigger AEW contract?
Thank you, DC Derek. Here's your money, you whore man. That's fucking hilarious. Do you think WWE ever had a realistic shot of signing Omega? Yeah, of course they did. Triple H really wanted him and stuff like that.
Yeah, they offered him a ton of money. And
yeah, it's not that. Although, I think if it had been a little bit later, Jake, I think they would have offered him more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, like, I think if it had been 6 months later, they would have offered him more money.
It's possible. I could see that. I mean, the reaction that would have had he walked out at the Rumble, that could have been huge.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, rain or shine, just subscribe to the channel. And DC Derek, man, you put us to the goal. Thank you, man, for getting me to the goal, dude. DC Derek, thank you so much. Shell gets bumped off, man. The return of the wheel Sunday is coming back. People wanted it badly. So it is coming back. We had so much fun a couple weeks ago with the wheel, and Broken Lion was the first champion. The first king of the wheel was Broken Lion. And this Sunday night, it's coming back again. So look for that this Sunday. Shell almost won, and taking it back for the Black, he really came close as well. He gave all his points to Broken Lion, and that was pretty fucking badass, man.
Yeah, that was it from there. But it was a hell of a journey, lots of drama.
It was fun.
It was going back and forth, and everybody loved the wheel. So,
the wheel, motherfuckers! Cheers to all you motherfuckers!
The wheel of destiny,
the wheel of cock. So,
we gotta make some, some interesting bets going forward too. I think you could really take this thing to the next level, baby. Sometimes people could, if they donate over a certain amount or something, you can, like you have the spins, but they could risk it all, double Jeopardy style,
Yeah, I know, right?
Figured out. AEW added a 6-man tag match for this Wednesday show. You're going to see Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. So all of Jurassic Express go up against the Inner Circle, Santana Ortiz and Sammy Guevara. And then we also have Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho's weigh-in for their Revolution match. So they're not facing each other. They're just doing the weigh-in to get ready. And then we got the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny taking on the Best Friends. And then Pac versus AEW World Tag Team Champion Kenny Omega in a 30-minute Iron Man match. So that's going to be interesting to see. The first Iron Man match for AEW this Wednesday Night Live.
Wow, what?
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match there. Pac said he wanted his rubber match. Well, he got it.
What do you guys think? AEW or NXT in the chat this week? AEW or NXT? So Pac's going to get that match. He took a week off. That made sense. Who else has really been? So where the fuck is Jimmy Havoc?
He was backstage. Jimmy Havoc thanked Raven for giving him some advice backstage.
What's the advice? Like, kill yourself?
They were talking, and he said getting to hang out and advice from Raven today in Atlanta was awesome. Raven said the honor was all mine. And then AEW also posted, they said, did you see it? The Exalted One is always watching. And they show a clip of Raven sitting in the audience from Wednesday night show. So they're kind of hinting towards maybe Raven is the Exalted One of the Dark Order.
This is a
problem
big
is though, it doesn't matter who is if the Dark Order doesn't become more of a serious thing. Right now, they're just a bunch of fucking rejects. They've been so mishandled. It could be Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Stone Cold Steve Austin as the Exalted Ones. And it wouldn't matter because they're leading a bunch of morons, it feels like. They're not doing anything. They come out, and it reminds me of the scene in Dodgeball where he leads out to introduce his team, for Cobra, and they're all just, a bunch of morons. And They did nothing, and they look like fools. That's not. These guys should be feared. When Undertaker first had his ministry and he was abducting people and getting new members and sacrificing people, and it was people ran away and acted scared, and it took a lot to finally get a team to fight back. But with this, they just continually get their asses kicked. So
I wonder who this is going to be a big deal when this Exalted One is revealed or whatever.
I mean, a lot of people, first, it was going to be, obviously, we knew that didn't work out, but...
It's going to be Sean Spears.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what is he doing? I mean, come on.
Marty Scurll didn't work out, obviously, but he was the original idea. And then, you hear it might be anything from Luke Harper to Matt Hardy. I don't want to see Matt Hardy be the Exalted One. I'd rather see him do something with his broken universe in AEW as a solo thing. I
100% agree, man. I feel like that would be such a...
Raven's a perfect fit. He's
waste.
Good on the mic. He's got a good amount of charisma, and his character fits in that brooding, dark, gothic way. So I think that's a perfect idea. And Matt already said, too, he doesn't want to get paid to sit around, and he doesn't want to be an enhancement guy. So him being the Exalted One and just kind of being on the sidelines doesn't really fit with what he's asking for.
I don't know if but yeah, I think that keep Matt Hardy separate, man. But what do you think that there's a possibility that Matt Hardy could end up staying in WWE and doing the broken thing there all over again?
No, I don't think so at all, because he's already said earlier that in his tweets he's going to be slowly releasing. He said starting tomorrow up until the last Free the Delete, I'm going to share the actual story title for each one. He said I didn't title them because I didn't want to spoil anything or take away from the viewer's interpretation, but people are asking, so this is basically going to lay out the story that he's trying to tell. Same way Moxley had his big promo, and of him breaking down the prison walls and freeing himself. I think that's what he's going for here too.
Yeah, I agree, man. Hey, listen, I'm
it's not about
taking
money.
a piss. I'm leaving it on you again, Jake. I'm going to pee on myself.
Alrighty, yeah.
Jake carries the show tonight. At the end of the show, Jake, it's all Jake all the time. At Countdown ended on Patreon. Someone just said monetize this is my biggest show. That is not true anymore. Monetize this is not the biggest show. Monetize this has been not even close. Like biggest shows have been Out of Nowhere, out of a Corrupted podcast, the Sunday night gaming and wheel shows, Monday Night Raw and AEW reviews. I mean, monetize this has kind of been like the whatever. Like I might even get rid of Throwdown. The wrestling shows are doing better than anything else. So no, monetize this is not the biggest show. It's wrong. It used to be. It's not.
Not currently. When the belt comes back eventually, like you said, it'll be a different turn of the tides.
Maybe it will be. I don't know, but I'll tell you, Out of Nowhere has been pretty much one of the bigger ones.
That's right.
And it's because we're here fucking each other.
That's it. JBL, as long as I don't see fit, but no, JBL is supposedly going into the Hall of Fame as well now. And I'm not thrilled about it.
It's all right though. Come on, I mean, like British Bulldog, JBL.
British Bulldog is a great choice. I've never been a fan of JBL. Like I liked the Acolytes and the service level, but even the Blackjacks or New Blackjacks, I was never big into, obviously. And I know he's had a long, storied career. I stopped watching, and then when I came back, I was like, who the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, that's JBL. I'm like, you mean Bradshaw? They're like, no, it's JBL now. He's got money. He's rich.
Yeah,
and
dude, I came back to the same thing.
I never got into the character. I never cared for it. And then knowing that he's just such a pompous asshole and a bully, and yeah, I never cared for him, so I could not be less excited to hear that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The British Bulldog is a great choice, but I'd sooner nominate the Bellas over JBL, unfortunately. And that's not even all the stuff with Morrow and that's such an after the fact. But he's been known for ages of being just a real asshole in the back. And I see people in the chat, his feud with Eddie was great, and the last true heel. I didn't care for him personally. That's me, that's my controversial opinion. I never got into him or the character. Rumor Killer as well reported that Edge and Christian obviously won't be going into the Hall of Fame this year. Some people thought that it would be Christian or that they might go in together, but it said a later report said that besides, obviously, Davey Boy Smith, the Bella Twins, rumored as well, Jushin Thunder Liger, and JBL. We also hear that another Hall of Famer will be getting their second ring, but they didn't confirm who it would be. So the only other thought that I have on that would be Chyna. When you go through people that have, she was with DX. If they do that, that would make a lot of people happy, but good old WrestleVotes, gotta love what they say, says, guys, stop, it's not Edge or Christian, but working on confirming another Hall of Fame name. What I'm hearing, if it's accurate, the NWO won't be the only superstars receiving their second Hall of Fame ring that night. I don't know if you, chat, have any other ideas, but I genuinely know there's a lot of other people that would, love to go ahead and be included in the Hall of Fame. People getting their second and third ring, it's just not necessary. But lo and behold, we'll see what happens when they finally go ahead and start announcing the rest of the names into the Hall of Fame. Leo Rush and Austin Theory unfortunately suffered injuries this week at NXT. Leo Rush was treated for a possible nose fracture and orbital bone fracture after losing the NXT Cruiserweight title match against Jordan Devlin this week. And then Austin Theory, he went ahead and suffered back contusions. It's doubtful that either of these injuries are going to keep them out for a long time. So thankfully they'll be okay soon enough. And AEW pay-per-views supposedly are going to be replacing WWE events in overseas markets. I thought this was quite interesting. It went ahead and said that Sky Germany has announced that AEW pay-per-view events will now replace WWE events. They are parting ways with WWE after a 4-year partnership, but this was not Sky Germany's decision. The contract between Sky Germany and WWE is expiring in March, and WWE chose not to re-up their contract. So now Sky Germany has informed customers that they'll be able to buy AEW pay-per-views from them from now on. So now AEW is going to be seen in even more markets and have a bigger standing. So that's great on them. And Dynamite is on Sky every Friday at 9:50 p.m. on TNT for them over there, and pay-per-views will be running, shortly after. So good for AEW. Now they're going to have a chance at, being seen in more homes and be available in more places. And, I genuinely think that that's the best thing they can have at this point in time. Another update here. It says that, where is it? There we go. There's quite a few individuals that have asked to go to NXT. We've discussed it over time. One of those coming out is Naomi. She said, I asked about a year ago to go go down to NXT to work. She said, I think NXT is awesome. I love NXT. And the time I wasn't being used much on the main roster. So I was like, can I go down there and see what I can get into? And unfortunately, she wasn't allowed to do so. But we've heard, quite a few times that there's stars that either wanted to go back to NXT or just have the chance to go to NXT. And that's because they seemingly give, more people a chance down there. She wanted to work with Bianca Belair, among others. And maybe it would have given her a chance to really up her game. But we didn't get to see that. So also says here that Jerry Lawler, he was saying on the Stone Cold Steve Austin show, he said that McIntyre loves the business. He really does, and he's excited to be where he is right now. And Jerry Lawler believes that McIntyre could be the new guy, like the top guy. He said, we all know that they've been looking for somebody since John Cena, and they tried so hard with Roman Reigns. And, of course, Roman's over, big, and he's probably as good as anybody that they had pushed to that extent. But I still think there's room. So obviously we know Roman never got to where WWE wanted him to. They pushed him, and they pushed him too hard and too far, too fast. The fans revolted, and instead of easing back down and letting things progress naturally, they just really went ahead and said, forget it. And they went full bore and pushed even harder. And they tried to forcibly shove him down our throats even more. And the fans revolted even harder. I mean, think about how many times fans hijacked matches of his, at WrestleMania, SummerSlam, so on and so forth, chanting boring and other companies' names. And it's been a disaster for Roman. So once he came back from his illness and everything that happened, it was hard to go ahead and boo the man that just, recovered from cancer. But thankfully, WWE didn't propel him back into that main event spot right away. Now, we might see him against The Fiend still. That seems to be the plan tentatively for Mania. But I do agree with what Jerry Lawler's saying here. McIntyre does have the makings of being a top guy. No, he's not a Stone Cold or an Austin or a Rock yet, but he has that type of personality, he says. And he says, I really just think in being around him and watching him, he looks fantastic, and I think he could be the guy. I agree entirely. Everything McIntyre's done, he's got a great story. He's got a great look, a great presence. And I genuinely would love to see him win at WrestleMania in the main event and be revered as the it guy. I am worried that Roman Reigns, will end up facing Goldberg at Mania. I hope that's not the case. I can see WWE making an argument saying that would be the bigger of the two matches. And then even Roman said he doesn't want to work against Goldberg, that he'd rather work against The Fiend. But Vince does as he feels is best for business. And with them trying to sell the rights to WrestleMania to different streaming companies at this point in time, it seems like that's hopefully, not what's going to happen. But we'll see. Did we lose you? I don't know if we're live still. Hold on. Skype has me with Joe calling. Let's see what happened here. Chat, give me a thumbs up if we're still live. We'll find out. I don't know what happened. Joe tried calling and we lost the show. So it says on hold. I think we might be back, but I don't know. Hey, I think we're back. All right, there we go. I apologize. Joe tried calling, and I'm not sure what happened. I don't have the ability to change anything. That's all on his end, so I do apologize. Hey, thank you, chat. Everyone says we're there. So, yeah, WWE tried to censor me for complaining about the possibility of having The Fiend lose to Goldberg. That would be so disappointing. I honestly feel like that would be a disaster, and I certainly don't want to see all the work that they've done to try and repair the image of The Fiend up until, or I should say from Hell in a Cell, to go ahead and have them flush that down the toilet. just to try and create a bit of buzz for Mania doesn't feel worth it at all. I'd much rather see Roman Reigns and The Fiend have a solid outing, you know, a really good match back and forth, instead of just a 2-minute Goldberg slugfest of, you know, a couple spears and a jackhammer. We'll see what happens, you know, according to WrestleMania, but until then, I am going to remain rather worried, rightfully so as well. So, Mansoor is also, you know, we saw him on the pre-show the other day for NXT TakeOver Portland, and he was getting a good bit of interaction with the crowd, decent reception. We're hearing that he's going to be booked on WWE Showdown, Super Showdown as well. We don't quite know what yet. You know, we've seen him in Battle Royals, and he had a great match with Cesaro previously, so we'll see what happens. But he said, I know I will be competing at Super Showdown, but I haven't found out who my opponent will be yet. But I get the feeling that now it's going to be a bit more of an even playing field, where both of us are going to be able to feel each other out and see what we're going into. So that's interesting. I think he has a good amount of, you know, presence and ring presence, and I would be interesting to see him utilized more on NXT. This way the fans can kind of be more welcoming and you know, a little less abrasive to him. But he is over, obviously, with the Saudi crowd, so it's interesting to go ahead and see what happens there. We're also hearing here, you know, that besides Brock Lesnar and Ricochet, Bray Wyatt and Goldberg, we do have the New Day, obviously, defending their tag team titles against John Morrison and The Miz. Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin will be taking on each other in a steel cage match. And then we have the Two-Wake Mountain Trophy Gauntlet match. That's Andrade, Bobby Lashley, Eric Rowan, AJ Styles, R-Truth, and Rusev. And then we're also going to see the Street Profits take on Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. And this is the one that interests me, because if we're building towards WrestleMania, I would imagine that if we're not going to have Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens challenge Murphy and Rollins for the tag team titles, then they're going to have to drop the belts sooner than later. And if that happens, you know, who better to drop them to at this point in time, if not back to the Viking Raiders, than to the Street Profits. Street Profits are, you know, pretty much rather over right now with the crowd, despite their not so great booking. They've done fairly well with, you know, getting the crowd support behind them, and we know that they can be extremely entertaining. So, you thought you can call from Skype and get back in? No, unfortunately, it did not. It just pauses this call. I apologize. I was hoping I can add you in, but let me see if I could do it that way. We'll find out. No, it doesn't allow me to add anyone to the call. That was our one and done, Joe. That's it. That was our one call. So, yeah, you know, if we see the Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy get defeated by the Street Profits, maybe Kevin Owens costs Rollins the match here. They lose the tag team titles, and then they go ahead, and from there, we get Seth Rollins to take on Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. You know, this would give us a good build for their Mania match. It makes the showdown a bit more important, as there'd be a title change as well on the card. And the Street Profits can go ahead and find a team to feud against. And you can even see the Street Profits take on AOP, so that story continues itself as well. So I think that, you know, the Street Profits getting the titles here could be quite beneficial as far as the trajectory towards WrestleMania is. Now, I mean, WrestleMania seems to be taking shape as well. We'll see what happens going forward, but if that's the case, I think that, you know, AOP taking on Street Profits is not a bad match. You know, we've seen AOP work with smaller guys before, you know, like DIY or American Alpha, and we've gotten really good results. So I think that, you know, we can get a really good match out of those two. And I think that you can get the crowd to care if we have the heel champions be quite underhanded. It's not letting me take it. I apologize. I tried to merge the call, but no such luck. It's unfortunate that Skype has to be just such a bastard when you try and get things to work, but I do apologize, chat. Let's see if I can get it to work this way. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but let's see here. No such luck there either. I used to be able to either like merge or add calls with Skype, and it would allow you to pull things through, but Doesn't want to cooperate. That's odd. You used to be able to go ahead and with more options, you're able to pull in other calls or add people, but it just gives us the one chance, one call, one opportunity. Mom spaghetti. So, as far as Revolution goes, we have a stacked card there. Chris Jericho's taking on Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. We obviously have Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page taking on the Young Bucks. We have Cody and MJF, which I think that's really match of the night. And then we have Dustin Rhodes, who's taking on Jake Hager. So we finally get Jake Hager to go ahead and, challenge someone in ring officially. That's going to be a hell of a feud to see as well. And then we have a predictive match of Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. I think we will get this one. And from there, we might also see Riho challenge Nyla Rose once again to try and get some retribution for her losing the title. Let's see. He said he rebooted Skype. Are you there, Joe? Nothing yet. I'm just trying to make sure we're still alive. That Skype reboot. We'll see. We'll see if it works. As far as the matches go, I do see this being the moment when Hangman Adam Page turns on Omega, and we kind of saw a tug of war with Kenny Omega the other day. The Young Bucks pulling him one way, and Hangman trying to hold on to his tag partner as well. I think that's when we go ahead and we get them to break up. The Young Bucks become the tag team champions. Cody and MJF is an interesting one here. Hey, there we go.
I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass for saying that JBL doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but the Bellas do.
I'd rather have the Bellas than JBL.
What the fuck, dude? But the fucking Acolytes, like going all the way back to the fucking tag teams that he was in, all the stuff he did, and then being JBL and reinventing himself.
He's a cunt. Fuck him.
What?
He's a bullying piece of shit. He doesn't deserve it.
Oh. I mean, maybe, but I mean, there's murderers in the Hall of Fame, so who gives a fuck?
They don't deserve it either.
Ugh.
Remove them all.
No Owen Hart, no China.
That's what I'm saying. And if somebody
that
is
would be the ultimate thing. That'd be the ultimate thing. Put him in with China.
Yeah. If somebody is getting their second ring, then let China be the one to have it. That would make a great deal of sense. Then fans would certainly enjoy that.
I don't know. He's all right. I mean, the Bellas are going in, so he doesn't make me mad. I don't care. He could have raped a raccoon in front of a fucking daycare. Still would have rather him over fucking the Bella twins.
Not a chance.
You can look, but you can't tuck.
You can look and touch.
By the way,
JBL is not a wrestling god. He's a piece of shit.
What, did he fucking touch you too?
He did. He did with my no-nos.
I was pretty sure that I could just click the button and be in the car live with you. And that was not the...
Yeah, not the case. It paused the stream, unfortunately, so...
Yeah, what I realized that because what I was trying to do was join the call, and instead it called you, and I was like, oh no, and I hung up. And I'm like, I hope he doesn't take the call. And then you figured it out pretty quick anyway. But I was still mad that I couldn't get it to work. I should have been able to just join.
We should have had you set it up before you walked out.
I know. I was so confident, though. I was like, oh, this is easy to fucking do. It's not a big deal. What I should have done, though, is I should have called from my other name and then had you add me.
It wouldn't even let me add anyone. So.
No, but I mean, I didn't even do that, though. It would have been... Because normally you can add me. You can add anybody to the calls. But
no, it doesn't give me any option for that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let you add me because I was calling from my.
But I couldn't add anybody right now.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Nobody.
That's different.
Yeah, there's no option in our call.
Oh, well, that's weird. Well, I mean, but normally you can just go to contacts and add them.
Yeah, I had tried just to screw around and see if I can add somebody else.
You wouldn't have been able to add me, though, because I was calling from a double.
No, I tried to see if I could pull other people in just for the hell of it to see if it would work, and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's really weird. Man, Skype is retarded.
But it gives me that option with other people, so.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't get it. It's weird. Yeah, Vickie Guerrero, man, rest in peace. I mean, no doubt about it. You were a good... I'm just kidding. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I'm back, and I'm sexy, and I'm hard.
It sucks that they're going to limit her, because she
so weird.
Basically appeared elsewhere briefly.
Oh, no, you were on AEW Dark. Like, you're never going to come back. Somebody said earlier, why do they allow Loogie then and people like that? Because they cover AEW or whatever. I think it's because, like, those people, they're fighting for their attention. And for,
also
for
because
them to like them.
Those people get younger viewers to tune in to the product. So it's all about, where they can market to.
Yeah, it's just weird. But yeah,
they don't see a return on investment with her.
With
but
Vickie.
Loogie, they do. So
right, because Vickie, it's like whatever. Like, I mean, what is she gonna? She's already. I think
you have an older
star.
crowd probably listening to her, listening to the backstories and shoots and things of that nature. So
and WWE didn't make Loogie. You know what I mean? They probably feel we made Vickie Guerrero. Now she's using what we did over there. Like, I mean, that's probably what they're thinking. But Loogie, they didn't make. Nobody made her. She's just covering stuff, so you want her attention.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm pretty sure.
I know there have been many calls. I'm going to get out of here in a minute. I know a lot of people are trying to call in and share their 2 cents.
Open the phone lines, baby.
I know. I miss the days when we used to be able to take calls regularly. But
yeah, it's fucking. This is the longest Skype has ever gone without fixing this problem. By the way, this is the longest.
And I know when I was in a call earlier, I could add people to the call. Right now, I can even share my screen. I have no option with you to add anyone. I don't know if it swears like your Skype is cursed.
Maybe.
Because when I was in before, I can add other people to the call. There's the plus button at the bottom to add other people.
Yeah.
And now I just have mute, camera, and end call. That's it.
That's bizarre. That's like Tommy's family.
But hey, we just got to buy Microsoft and we'll take over Skype. That's it. It's that easy.
Dude, can you eat edibles after you smoke? Anybody know that?
Sure.
I'm sure you could. I mean, it's all just weed going in there.
Depending on, the potency and if you know how much you can tolerate, go for it.
I have no idea.
Well, then do little bits.
I took 10 milligrams, did nothing.
Yeah, you'd probably have a more tolerance for that, but
I'm hungry as shit now. and I'm drinking alcohol on top of that. I mean, like this is multiple fucking things going on tonight here.
You got yourself all loosey-goosey.
All right, man. Get some sleep,
all right.
baby.
Yeah, if only.
Oh, you want me to come over there? I'll rub your back.
Ooh, there we go. Now that's a different plan.
Yeah, you'll get super high, people are saying.
Yeah, you absolutely do. A lot of people love it. You get a whole nother high after your first high. I'd go for it. Little bits at a time, you see how you feel.
I like it. We're going to do it.
Go for it.
All right.
Just don't do too much. Then it goes wrong.
No, I'm just afraid of that. I'll probably do like 10, 15, 20 milligrams.
20 is a good starting point. Yeah. Then you take your clothes off. Then you take another 15 milligrams, and then you take all your clothes off.
Then I'll hump your dick.
And then you hump everybody on the stream, and that's where the magic comes.
Oh, my God. Say comes again.
Ooh, comes. All right, everybody. Stay sexy. Have a good night. Keep Joe in line. And I will see you all over the weekend.
What are we
Stay
doing?
Sexy, baby.
Are we doing something on the weekend?
I want to go ahead and do that other show with you, so I'm going to get a hold of you one of these points and times.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Not you.
Oh, no. What'd you break?
Plate of my stuff just fell over.
Oh, shit. Don't have that. All right, everybody. Stay sexy. Have a good night. Keep Joe in line. Keep him going. Love you, baby. Kisses.
Love you, Jake. Oh, man. Well, here it is. You guys asked for it.
So Stone Cold Steve Austin asked you a question. You're the WWE champion, Dean. I want to know, did your dad touch you when you were younger? Did your dad beat the shit out of you? Like, why did you want to become a WWE wrestler? I don't know. I saw it on TV like everybody. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Well, damn it, son, what I'm trying to say is, like, who made you passionate? What made you want to become a WWE superstar? Well, I always liked, Bret Hart, and, he was cool, and, wow. Oh, all right, so you saw Bret Hart, you were like, I want to do this, and then what you did. But what I'm trying to say is you had a tough life, like, where your parents didn't live together, like, you kind of had it tough, son, right? I don't know why I don't know, I guess I had a same kind of life like everybody else. I don't know. Well, damn it, son, now you're the WWE champion. What do you think when you're in the locker room? Like, do you go around making sure the boys are in order? Like, what do you want to do next with the title now that you're the WWE champ? You were trying to raise the bar? What are you trying to do? I don't know. It's just like I got this belt and it's pretty cool. I just got I have sex with Renee Young. I don't know. God damn it, son, you are the WWE champion. Do you give a fuck about this business? Do you give a damn about what Stone Cold Steve Austin is saying to you? It's because it sounds like to me that you really couldn't give a damn. Now, wait a minute. You saying, like, I don't, like, whoa, like, I'm no disrespect. Like, you trying to say I don't care, like, about this? Whoa, like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Son, what the fuck are you saying? Are you the champion or not? You're the WWE champion, and yet you come on here like a crybaby bag of shit. What the fuck kind of champion is in the WWE? I don't know what you want me to say. I'm in somebody else's sandbox, and I went out there with Brock Lesnar. He did the thing. I did the thing. I really wanted to do all these things, but I couldn't do them. So we just had the match we had. I guess I don't know.
In my stomach, man.
Son, do you have a goddamn... What Stone Cold Steve Austin wants to ask you is, do you have a set of balls? Because, hell, son, if I went out there and had a half-ass match against Brock Lesnar like Dean Ambrose, who now is wearing the WWE Championship, son, I would have beat the living hell out of somebody in the back. I don't care if it was Triple H, Vincent K. McMahon, or somebody's ass would have been whooped by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Are you a pussy? What is going on? I don't know. I don't fucking. What the fuck with that? That is the fucking representation of what's wrong with WWE. Oh, damn it, son. You know what, Dean? Shut the fuck up, Dean. I got Jeff Hardy coming in here. Jeff, what is going on? I know they canceled my podcast on the WWE Network because Stone Cold Steve Austin asked Triple H why they hate China. All I did was ask Triple H why they don't like China, and then she died, and then they couldn't figure it out. But damn it, Jeff Hardy, why don't you have a seat? Jeff, when are you going to have the broken gimmick? Well, me and Matt, we just want to, we want to come in here, we want to have as good a run as we can. I said it to the WWE Universe when we were here last time, before I left, that, I'm going to be back. Absolutely going to be back. And we're back here now. It's great. It's been perfect. Matt's happy. I'm happy. We're doing the thing. We're doing the team, the fucking extreme. Oh, shit. Can I swear on here? I don't know. Goddamn fuck. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can say dick to cock, ball sack. You can even say fuck toe to horse if you want. Jeff, damn it. You can do it all day. Okay, well, yeah. My kids might watch. That's why I be careful. But I will say that we're back. We're the Hardys are back, and we're happy to be here. Matt's here. Matt's right here. Matt, do you want to say something? I don't really want to talk that much. Yes. Well, that brings up a good point, Matt. You really haven't been doing the persona that some of us had seen over at that other place. Everybody kind of really been thriving for that, frothing at the mouth. Can you guys tell me what the fuck is going on? I don't know.
I want to have an electrifying robot three-way with...
We ain't gonna show.
He talks the way he does. It's not all the weed.
Poor Balls Mahoney, though, too. Like, he really, that sucked for him. Like, he had a sad ending there.
And that's the issue for a lot of, stars of the same ilk and going ahead and, taking all these chair shots and putting their brain on the line continually. People say, oh, it's fake, but you're still getting hurt consistently. So,
Yeah, what up to Kel Alabama in the chat, too. Kalel, motherfucker, how you doing, man? We are here tonight to get wet, man. Let me see that super chat train love tonight in questions. If you guys want to ask questions tonight, molest the super chat if you want, or just go over to Twitch Alert Streamlabs in the description box below. All the amounts are listed down below, and we'll have a good time there, and I'll play 1,000 sound clips over everything we do all night. And then I'll just fucking sit here, and you guys can... I'll let the fucking soundboard run the show tonight. I don't want to do this. Let me get out of here. Let me hear you go fucking...
This smells like my vagina. This smells like my vagina.
This smells like my
This
vagina.
smells like my vagina.
Sorry, Matthew in the chat really wanted me to play Drew sound clips, so I just made that little joke. I don't know why you want me to play Drew sound clips all night during a wrestling podcast, but there you go, man. I'll just play them all night for you.
Fucking epic with that sound clip.
He is epic.
This smells like my vagina.
Shout out to Court Foreman and Suck It Trudeau for being members, and everybody who's become a member. You guys can join down below as well if you want to have some fun. So yeah, Samoa Joe, it's not looking good. The big question is that I've seen roaring around is will he miss WrestleMania?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to know for sure, but what was he going to do at Mania anyways? I don't think he had a substantially serious role. The most I envisioned from him, if they were going to do anything major, would be he and Owens take on Murphy and Seth Rollins for the tag titles.
Yeah.
That's the most I envisioned. But really, I myself predicted that Owens and Seth would go one-on-one.
Yeah.
That seems more in line with the story they're telling. Because really, it's the Kevin Owens, saga. Samoa Joe just kind of got tacked on into it.
I could see
it wasn't
like,
a bad thing. It worked, but
I could see them having enforcers outside the ring or something, or he'd be part of that, or him be part of some kind of battle royal or something that happens. You know what I mean? That's about.
I hate to see him miss it, but yeah, I mean, no matter what, I'd
let's
like
be
to see him
honest,
get involved just for the payday aspect.
Part of the fucking reason is because of the injuries. At this point, like, hey, listen, injury. We never had any time to build momentum. We'll try again next year, type of thing. But yeah, he could miss. With concussions, we both know. But I mean, when I had my post concussion, you guys remember when I had my post concussion? I was a bitch. I never knew what the fuck was going on. It was terrible. So who the hell knows what could happen? He could get that. I mean, I hope to God he doesn't get that, man. Mark Savard can't even remember where his keys are still to this day sometimes, and he gets headaches anytime he does anything. It's really sad, man. It's fucking like
it's awful.
Post-concussion syndrome.
You don't have the ability to control your emotions. So you're angry when you should be happy, and
yeah.
I mean, there's so many side effects to it that people don't realize. It's more than just a blinding headache and forgetting things. There's a lot of emotional, stake there that people don't really explain or understand.
I
mean, Tyler Bate is now out and injured as well, so that's a huge cut for NXT UK. That's really unfortunate.
That's fucking.
That's another one that's.
Yeah. What happened to him? Wait, what happened? What's wrong with him?
It said that it wasn't noted how badly he is currently hurt, but it said that due to recent injury, Tyler Bate will no longer appear at #DeadOn. This is unavoidable in wrestling. We're sorry. He was going to be at OTT Wrestling and had a big, over the top Wrestling Presents. They had their big show coming on soon there, and unfortunately, he's no longer a part of that. But I mean, it's really unfortunate that timing wise this happens as well, because they're gearing up for their next takeover for the UK side of things.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's too bad. Yeah, he was a big part of that about that brand.
Yeah,
he was. I really liked him too, like in Mustache Mountain and as a solo guy. I mean, either way, I liked him.
Yeah, he was great at Worlds Collide.
There you go. This is for Cabretti. Yo, Cabretti, thanks for being a member. Cabretti, here it is. You hear that, Jake?
I do indeed. Cracking it open.
Sexy sound of watermelon. Everybody listen to Pussy Lips Drew. Here you go, everybody.
This smells like my vagina.
My guy, play the trap song. Matter of fact, make it a donation. What trap song? The trap song, matter of fact? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, am I probably going to get hit for a copyright if I play that, right? What is that?
I don't know.
Matter of facts, JT Music Fact Trap Song. Won't I get hit for a copyright off of that?
I'm sure you would.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to play that. What the fuck? What are you, crazy?
And what sucks about that, I mean, you know, him and Seven are currently the organization's tag team champions for OTT. So, you know, that's a big hit to lose them for that. And no word on the severity or nature of the injury, but everyone's just wishing him a speedy recovery. So
the tarps, he said. Oh, I get it. Time to lay the tarp, dude. I don't know what you said, but it's like you said, play something matter of fact trap or whatever. Dude, I looked it up. That's a real fucking thing, bro. Look at that. You said matter of fact, play the tarp, something, whatever the fuck. Look at this. A matter of facts, JT Music Fact rap. I thought it was some kind of, I thought it was like a trap beat or something like that. What the fuck? Dude, what the hell? Let me play a donation really quickly. This is just too weird.
Super chat. Super chat.
No notification. WTF? Fuck YouTube faggot alerts.
Oh my God. Mike Hamilton, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. I'm being a little bit bold tonight, guys. I put a, you guys wanted me to put up a fucking goal. I put 150 up. That's a little nuts, but we're already halfway there. So shout out to you guys. That was quite a bold thing to do. I didn't think we would hit that tonight. I don't know if we'll hit that. Probably not, but I did. I went bold, man. Shout out to Nessa G. What's up, Nessa? Shell. And everybody else. Mose Blaze. Yeah, man. You know, one of the things about NXT UK, the thing that just sucks to me is I want some of those guys that I love to be part of the real NXT so I can watch it. I feel like I don't really watch NXT UK almost at all, but it's like so full of good people and good stuff.
Yeah, NXT UK, it's at times has been better than the weekly show for NXT. And that's the unfortunate part because, I mean, it still is taped, so you can see the spoilers beforehand, a la what NXT was before it was on USA. But yeah, no, I agree. I wish they were all just one conglomerate, you know, one faction. So we'll see what happens in the future. They seemingly like the idea of having, you know, the separate federations, but they've been working more on, you know, having crossovers happen more frequently. So at least if they have it, you know, something like Worlds Collide twice a year, I'd be happy.
I'm sorry, I was just texting Teddy Goods. You know, the Worlds Collide. Yeah, some more stuff like that would be nice because maybe that will help me cross over into it a little bit better and help other people cross over. I mean, I would assume. I'm sorry, they sent me. I know that, you know, a lot of you guys know that I called wrestling for Top Rope for a long time.
Yeah,
I've spent the last 2 days calling wrestling for 4 different companies shows or 4 different shows from 2 different companies, 3 different companies, 4 different shows, and one of them just happens to be, you guys know that I called Top Rope Promotions for like 5 years, and you know, Nick Steele just died the other day. He passed away, and it was awful, man. It was like
terrible.
The weird thing about it, Jake, and I know that I've brought this up, I don't want to harp on it because I'll just get sad, but I don't talk to a lot of people on Facebook. I really don't. Like, me and Jake talk, and Justin and Leah and a couple other people. That's really it. I don't really talk to too many people. Even my friends from back in the day barely ever say anything or whatever. But Nick Steele, man, me and Nick Steele, once in a while, every day or every other day or a couple times a week, we would interact in threads, talking about shit. And sending each other articles and stuff like that. And that's over the last 2 years. You know, I knew the guy in real life, but, you know, not that well. Like, you know, what's up, Nick? How you doing, Joe? You know, what's up? Hey, have a beer. You having a beer? Don't be a pussy. What's going on?
Yeah, he was almost a 30-year veteran of the sport. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and so privately, though, we talked a lot, or like in threads all over Facebook on different wrestlers' threads everywhere. We're on this guy's thread, that guy's thread, this guy's thread, usually political things, and we were like arguing and discussing, and he was just a real, like, a dude that I look forward to in a, you know, engaging with every day. Sometimes we agreed and sometimes we didn't, and sometimes I found out things I didn't know because of him or whatever. And we just had a good time with each other, I thought. At least I had a really good time with him. You know, he's an older guy than me and like an older brother type of deal. And, you know, I barely knew him compared to the other people. The other wrestlers, these guys grew up with the guy. They wrestled the guy. They were trained by the guy years ago. You know, Spike Dudley, the Lockup, you know, TKO Ryan, Vinny Marcellia, those guys were all trained in this place with him. Ryan Waters, Just so many. Teddy Goods, and the list goes on of all these people that were trained by the guy or worked with the guy, in training and things like that. And just him passing away randomly, suddenly the other day, apparently, and it's just fucking really weird. And so they asked me they did the show. He was actually cutting a promo the other day on Facebook. He put it up. He was wrestling Nico Silva. He put up the promo on Facebook. And I saw the promo he cut, and I was like, yeah, Sunday is going to be a big wrestling show. I couldn't go because it was my son's birthday party. And he passed away like the day before, or it was 2 days before.
Yeah, 2 days before.
Like,
Last Word on ProWrestling.com even used your tweet, compiled with a few others for the in memoriam that they're hosting. And, I mean, you figure he started in 1991 at Top Rope. So...
Yeah, dude, 1991.
He's been the Top Rope Promotions heavyweight champion twice. He's wrestled in Beyond Wrestling, Power League Wrestling, Eastern Pro Wrestling in Connecticut. He trained many, many people. One of the notable matches.
Sorry about that. Wow, that was a nightmare. I apologize, everybody. So when I came in with the weed earlier, my high is completely gone now. When I came in with the weed earlier and I came back that time I was gone for a while, I'd also made food because I hadn't eaten in forever. And I was hungry because of the weed and I hadn't eaten. So I was like, all right. And I just had a couple bites really quickly of this sub and I just had a huge fucking attack, man. Basically, me and Leah believe is there's a valve down here at the bottom of your stomach that's supposed to open up. And when I eat, if I eat too fast, which I eat too fast a lot, I'm always burping and shit like that because like there's some kind of buildup or blockage or problem. Probably needs surgery is what I think and what she thinks and what everybody thinks. And I ate too fast and that's the thing. I've been telling you guys for years about this. I've had this for 6 years. 7 years maybe now, actually. Shit, how long has it been? Yeah, it's been about 6 years. I used to think it was acid reflux, and I had some kind of acid reflux problem, or I had some kind of like crazy acid thing, or whatever. And it turns out that I believe it's what Leah said, this esophageal thing, because it doesn't esophageal fucking whatever the fuck, because it happens with random foods that make no sense. And alcohol doesn't help it either, by the way. But, yeah, so, like, it's like the thing doesn't open up to let the food out enough. And it feels like my shoulder blades are being ripped out of my back. And then I start going, ooh, and all this saliva is, like, pouring out of my mouth, and I'm spitting saliva out, like, pugh, pugh. And it tastes weird. And one time it was so bad, man, that I started puking. Just nothing. I was puking up nothing. And it was very weird. And then it went away. But every other time, it always lasts like 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm always like pacing around the house, like getting kind of anxious. And it's fucking crazy, man. Then I start panicking because of it. It's weird, dude. It's fucking bizarre. You can look it up. It's strange. I've had this with rice. Yes. Yes. That's it. You nailed it, Kevin. It's right. Dude, it happens a lot with rice. Because the rice is sticky, and so it starts sticking in there, and it has sometimes trouble getting down normal people's throats. Yeah, dude. It's fucking rice is one of the worst things for it. If you start eating rice too quickly, happened with rice pilaf with me. It happened with sushi. It's happened with just regular rice, Chinese food rice. But anything, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, something that it started happening with me when I was like 29 or 28 or something, and now I'm 35, and it's crazy. What happens when you sell your soul? I don't know, man, but it's called, it's like esophageal something, I think. We figured it out, I think. Yeah, here it is. It's fucking weird. What is it called again? It's fucking called something. I'll tell you the name of it. I forget it, Mike. Hold on a minute. As I just knock everything over here. I'm sorry, bro. We'll get back to the fucking calls in a second. I have not been diagnosed with this. I just believe it's this 100%. Esophageal reflux disease. Whatever the fuck. Reflux occurs when contents in the stomach flow back up into the esophagus. This happens when the valve between the stomach and the esophagus, known as the lower esophageal sphincter, does not close properly. Although I don't really, okay, so that's different. I thought it was a problem with the food getting past it. But if this thing is telling me it's a problem with the food going back into it, but I think it's a problem with the food getting past it because it only happens if I eat fast right off the bat. But I can be doing other things all day long. It doesn't do anything. Is a muscle that separates the esophagus from the stomach. It acts like a valve that normally stays tightly closed to prevent contents in the stomach from being backed up into the esophagus. How do you heal an esophageal sphincter? It's called esophageal sphincter, guys. The thing in my throat at the bottom of your fucking throat, esophagus. It's just called the sphincter. Simple, some lifestyle changes. Elevate your head and your stomach above the bed. Don't lay flat. I have a problem with doing that sometimes. Avoid foods that cause the esophageal sphincter to relax during their digestion. That's interesting. Limit acidic foods that make the irritation worse. Avoid carbonated beverages. Oh, shit. Well, I got a lot to avoid then. Avoid carbonated beverages. Well, I'm really going to fix that. Many things can weaken and loosen the lower esophageal sphincter. Certain foods, smoking, alcohol, that's 2. Medications, increased abdominal pressure because of obesity and pregnancy. A bulge in the stomach. Yeah, see, I got to lose weight. So if I lose weight, stop smoking, and try not to drink as much. Notice I didn't give up on drinking there. I could give up on drinking. It wouldn't matter. Symptoms, a sharp burning in the chest, tightness in your chest or upper abdomen. Regurgitation, the backflow of stomach fluids in your mouth. Yep, there you go. Nausea, reoccurring sour bitter taste, difficulty swallowing. Hoarseness in the morning, sore throat, coughing, wheezing repeatedly, needing to clear your throat. Diagnosis, how often you have heartburn or the symptoms of GERD. Whether your symptoms are worse when you lie down or bend over. Whether your symptoms are relieved by over-the-counter heartburn remedies. But yeah, pretty much you need to get surgery is what it says. I need surgery. That ain't gonna happen, motherfuckers. God damn it. That ain't gonna happen because daddy don't got no health insurance. Can you imagine how much that would cost to have surgery on this fucking thing? Fuck you. It'd probably be like $80,000. What is it called again? AVGE or something? Well, let's find out how much it is. It's probably hilarious. ASGE. Doesn't even tell you. It doesn't even fucking tell you. They don't even want you to know. It doesn't even fucking tell you, the fuckers. Ugh. What is that, man? I guess this is a good video to watch. How to strengthen the stomach sphincter, work out and get stronger. That's probably a video I should watch. Let me see. I should check this out.
Stomach sphincter. Sphincters aid in the entrance and release of solids and liquids, in this case digestion. So you want to make sure that you strengthen it by stretching it out. A great stretch to do is the tense and release exercise. You're lying down on your back, your feet and palms are just relaxed, palms are up, and you're tensing your stomach as hard as you can before releasing on an exhale.
Oh my God, fucking do it again to me.
And you're tensing your stomach as hard as you can before releasing on an exhale.
Oh.
Let me go ahead and show you a few.
Oh, yes. Oh!
So you really want to hold that for as long as you can, but aim for about a good 10 strong seconds to release for about 5 before repeating that again for as many reps and sets as you can. You can't do enough. Another phenomenal exercise and stretch to do is you're lying down flat on your back, your palms are released, feet are released, and you're looking towards your stomach to hold that neck isometric.
Now this is what we do when you don't have health insurance. You just watch this chick. Work it on out, motherfuckers. Hey, I got to give it up for Jake, man. The first half of this show was great, but the second half of this show, I was all fucked up. I was wandering around, trying to get back on the show, whatever. You gotta give it to him for holding it down, man. Holding it down tonight. Jesus. Do your thing, you piece of shit. Dude, I made some pretty funny faces. Donnie Murdoch, thanks for the $1.38, Donnie. What's up, dude? The super chat. What a weird, you can do that, $1.38? But it looks like DC Derek is taking home the digital championship tonight, man. I came so close to having a puking episode where I uncontrollably throw up bile. So I'm so glad that didn't happen to me, man, and I got back here. Because I'm playing in somebody's sandbox, man. We hit the goal, guys. Thank you to everybody. I'm still burping and stuff from all this fucking, all the reflux of everything. My father had surgery on that. He was scared to eat before he was in pain every time he ate. And it took him a year to get back to normal. Wow, Mary Johnson, Jesus. Yeah, it's it only happens to me like once in a while. It only happens to me if I eat fast a lot of times. But there's some certain foods that it like happens immediately. You know what I mean? Like even if I eat like I haven't had clam chowder. Guys, I haven't had clam chowder in 7 years. And that's like one of my favorite foods ever. And same thing with seafood. Seafood does it too. And it's like even if I'm eating little pieces and I'm being careful, for some reason it triggers it and it happens and I start going, ugh. But then there's the other thing that happens is when I eat too fast and it happens. So I don't know what's going on. I couldn't eat anything for 6 months, only mac and cheese until I got acid reflux meds. I can eat anything now. Yeah. And this is beyond acid reflux, unfortunately, for me. You know? It's not just that. I got reflux, that's true. Hot damn hot sauce, no clam chowder. I can have all that stuff. Yeah, man, it feels fucking real bad. Hector Gutierrez. I want to eat that meatball, the rest of this meatball shit. You're from Boston. You have clam chowder in 7 years. Yeah, it sucks, Vince. You know how much it sucks, dude? I fucking love clam chowder. I love clam chowder. I love fucking lobster. I love all that shit. And even lobster. I have lobster, but even when I eat it, I'm always scared. I'm like, uh-oh, it's going to get me. It's going to get me. So it sucks, man. It really does, because I love that shit. So, it's weird. It's very strange. But anyway, thanks everybody for being here tonight, and I'm going to go try to recover from this. Holy shit, if I get a little bit, I might have diverticulitis. Really? You think so with that? This has been going on for 6 years. Wouldn't I be dead by now? I feel like I'd be dead. I get the hiccups a lot. I get these burping sensations, these hiccups all the time. Sometimes, like, if I, like, my mouth, if I just open my mouth like this, like, the inside will make a noise. Like, it'll be like, grrr. Like, there's, like, it's, like, weird. Like, and then if I push here, I can feel, like, little blurp noises. It's very strange. Very strange. I'm telling you, man, it's weird. It's fucking weird. Anyway, any doctors out there? Because I don't have health insurance. Who's a doctor who wants to help me? Imagine that if we had a doctor of the show, like somebody who's a doctor. Actually, Leah's brother's a doctor. He can write prescriptions. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it'd be like, there's a doctor who listens to the show who's like a real doctor. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, especially if it was like a eyes, nose, and ear doctor type of thing. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It'd be like, hey, Joe, listen, man. Just fly down here to Carolina. I think you're right, though. I don't think I need surgery yet. I think just don't drink as much alcohol anymore. Stop fucking eating shitty food. Take your time when you're eating and work out and lose weight. And I think if I do all of that, I think I can get rid of this shit. You know, I think that's all there is to it. Sign up for Mass Health. I can't. I got rejected by Mass Health. I made too much money a year ago as a solo self-employed person. Boston does have health insurance, but not for self-employed people. Not when you make money as a self-employed person. Smoke weed, you'll be fine. I got it, man. I think you're right. Drink water, Matt Moon. That's a good one. That's true. Stop drinking the carbonated shit. No doubt about it. Well, anyway, guys, I will leave you. I'll be back tomorrow night with Monetize This tomorrow night. And we're going to be live from the, I believe, Evil Spectrum 3. I think I'm going to be live from the gaming channel tomorrow night. Leah should gain weight. I mean, she wants to lose weight, probably. A frontal lobotomy is the only way to save me. Well, that's a whole different story. That's my overall problems. You know what I mean? That's my overall problems. Luke Rojas. You just said that, man. It worked out. All right, everybody. Love y'all. Good night. Thanks for being here. Sorry to end kind of weird the last hour and a half how we ended. I'm sorry about that. I just got fucking
$100. It's donation time, motherfuck boy.
Oh my God! What the fuck? Holy shit! Junebug just dropped $100, so you know what that means. We gonna stick around for a few minutes and play last night's Nyla Rose transgender anger song. Junebug, he's gonna take that JCS Digital Championship. Adrenaline, Dusty Rhodes is dead for good. Junebug, what are you doing? The end of the show. Nyla is a guy. I beat a guy and I am not a girl. I'm Nyla fucking Rose. I beat a girl and I'm a guy. Now that's progressive. I won that thing down. I beat a girl and I'm a guy. I beat a girl and I'm a guy. And that's progressive. testosterone in my bones. I had the doctor take it out and shove it in and amp it up real good. Estrogen is way to go. Now I can wrestle the girls on a show. I beat them all and I can be a girl. And my parents said when I was younger I could dream into anything. I've beaten all the girls, I beat up all the girls. I was a guy, and now I beat them till they fucking cry and die. I'm Nyla Rose, now you feel my pain. I got the estrogen inside me. I beat the shit out of the girls. I am progressive.
Yeah, Junebug, thank you so much, man. Junebug is going to now take home that digital championship. And yeah, that reminded me, guys, Brenna. Remember when Brenna got her head cut open and we had to go to the emergency room or whatever? $2,300. But luckily my 3 kids are on emergency mass health. So my 3 kids have like the emergency mass health plan or whatever. They still charge us $580. I have a bill upstairs from the emergency room. They covered $2,300 something. They covered that. That's how much it was. They covered that. To glue her head, to glue that spot and to go in the emergency room, $2,300 was paid for by the insurance. But I still have to pay $580. I have the bill upstairs. I got the bill and I started getting scared. I was like, oh my God, like they're going to be like, oh, your insurance doesn't cover any of this. And here's your bill. And I was opening it up and I was like, oh my God, here we go. And then I saw Brenna Cronin and I was like, oh, there's Brenna. It's my daughter's name. Here it is. It's the emergency room bill. Fuck. And I'm opening it up and I'm like, and it said 5 something. I think 587 or something like that. And I was like, oh. I'm like, that sucks ass, but that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Then I saw 2,300 was paid, and I'm like, what the fuck? Just how weird is that, man? It's so weird. Fucking bizarre, man. It's for some glue. Give me some glue. It was pretty bad, though. I will say that. But, you know. So now, the only difference is, you know, a couple of years ago, obviously, I had health insurance forever. My whole life, I've had health insurance. But the last couple of years, the last year and a half that I haven't had it, you know, it's like we go around the house like, don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. You're not going to the hospital if you get hurt. Don't get hurt. You know, like, and the same thing with me and Leah. Like somebody actually asked me if I would wrestle Grimm, and the reason why I didn't go out to wrestle Grimm was because of insurance. I'm dead serious. Like, what if I slip on the mat and what if my bone punctures through my skin? Or like I break my ankle again. Or something like that. Or not again, because I never did. Technically, not that I know of. But, yeah, man, imagine if I slipped on the apron or anything happened and they had to call an ambulance or, like, I had to go to a hospital. Whatever. Like, fuck that. So I can't go wrestle anybody. I don't even, like, I don't even work out outside, really, because I'm afraid of getting hurt or something happening. Because fuck that. Imagine if I got hurt in the ring, like, or broke a leg or something. Oh, my God. I've never broken anything, but I would break it when I don't have insurance. It'd be like fucking 10 grand. Frog off. Yeah, dude, you just get Gorilla Glue, man. You just buy Gorilla Glue. I mean, it's seriously, and you're like, oh, you hurt yourself. All right, there you go. I don't know how much an ambulance is in Canada. I'm not really sure. But anyway, we got to get out of here. I'm seriously gone. Love you all. Junebug.
Gonna
right, this was fucked up. Good night, everybody. Love you all. See you on Patreon and Twitter. And tomorrow night for Monetize This, the last episode of Monetize This with Justin Bailey on it. Be there as the friendship dissolves into shit and D-Moon becomes his new friend. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Monetize This. Hello, you dirty, rotten bastards. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, it's time for Out of Nowhere. We're gonna take some calls and talk some news. We're also gonna talk about Roman Reigns. Adtr, JD from New York, and Joe Cronin are gonna blow your fucking mind. Right here on Out of Nowhere.
Welcome to the show, you greasy ass fucking goons!
Let it go! Let it go! Can't hold it back anymore! Let it go! Let it go! Turn away and shut the door! And I don't care what that you're saying! Let the story John! The phone never bothered me anyway! Funny how some distance makes everything seem small, and the fears that once control me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do. Time to test.
I'll take a shit on